You know what was funny, and this is just between us.
So I have a feeling I'm going to be choosing the elimination run. What do y'all want to see? What do y'all want to see? What do you want to see?
I don't want you to know what I want to see.
Dumbest thing I saw tonight or this afternoon was I saw someone zeroing their gun at 50 yards for the first time.
That was me. Kalani, when did you say Rick's getting in?
I think Rick's been here since noon.
Yeah. I saw him behind a 4-foot berm over there, but you could just barely see the top of his hat.
So Kalani, let's set it up here, man. 3Gun Nation, Southwestern Regional. This is the, I believe, pro match number 2. Shaun Oleksy of Team CMMG is up first.
Yes.
And this is exciting, man. This is a different format than last year.
Yeah, it is a different format, and let me go ahead and tell the listeners real quick that I'm not a very good play-by-play man. I'm pretty emotional, so
it's cool.
I do yell a lot, I do talk a lot, and I will kind of speak my mind.
Why don't you lean over here just real quick? Let me fix that mic.
Adjust that mic.
There we go. So this is actually a companion piece to the 3Gun Nation live stream.
Oh, okay.
So 3Gun Nation has a live stream. It's recorded too, so if you ever hear this on the podcast, you can go back and look at the 3Gun Nation live stream.
Oh, right.
And this is going to be Kalani and I basically doing our thing while 3Gun Nation's doing their thing. And we encourage you to watch it on 3Gun Nation, on their live stream, on their Facebook feed, and then of course we're here just for the funsies.
Yeah. Okay, so Shaun's right about ready to go then. I guess I'm going to do my best imitation of a play-by-play guy, but I'm really bad at it. Yeah, he's ready. Rob just gave him the go
last
ahead.
little instructions from Rob. Stand by. Here we go. All right, Shaun's up first with the pistol. He's going a little bit slow on the pistol. A couple makeup shots.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow, that was it's not as fast as he was going in the practice sessions. Deliberate shots.
Yeah, there you go. So he landed at 25.64. He was going pretty deliberate. You could tell that he was a little bit antsy. A lot of his shots were low, and that's usually caused by overgripping the gun. So you could see it on the rifle and the pistol, and that happens because a lot of times what happens is that shooters, when they're nervous, they're gonna fall back on something, and that's accuracy. But instead, what they do is they have the whole stupid adage about slow is fast
slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Smooth is slow. Yeah, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Which is wrong. A slow miss is still a slow miss.
Right.
So
so that was something contentious. I've heard from a couple people like, hey, when Kalani said that slow is smooth. Or slow isn't smooth, slow is just slow.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that said, but if you're smooth, then you're fast, and if you're slow, then you're smooth.
Absolutely. So what you have is guys out there that are smooth. Pretty much the top 10 in our sport are all very smooth. When you watch them shoot, and if you're not running them under a timer, they're going to look kind of slow. Mm-hmm. Especially there's a bunch of guys out there right now that are super fast when they move. They're almost to the point where they're kind of like Tasmanian devil, and they're just running around, and they look extremely fast. But then you put a timer on them, and they're actually slower than the smooth guys like the Gray Jordans, the Dan Horners, the Keith Garcias. Those guys, they just kind of flow through a stage like water, right? When I see people talk about the slow and smooth thing, the problem is that they actually slow down. And
right.
that's not right. When you do the slow smooth kind of deal, when I see it, you're going to be smooth when it comes to your aiming. So
okay. And like weapons transitions, stuff like that.
No weapon transitions. No, that's wrong. Okay, so slow and smooth only comes to when you're actually shooting. When you're moving around, when you're changing weapons, when you're doing weapon transitions, or you're doing any kind of weapon manipulations like reloads, reholsters. Holsters, moving, in and out of ports. that you want to do as fast as you can, as safe as you can, but as fast as you possibly can. But once your sights come into your view and they start hovering on the target, that's where you need to smooth it out. And I guess what I mean by that is that people will overcompensate right, left, up, or down, and at that point you're kind of either you're breaking the trigger or you're breaking the shot when the sights are right on the edge of the target, and then you're gonna jerk the trigger or over squeeze the grip, which is usually what happens. Most people don't jerk the trigger. Most people will just milk the grip and just squeeze that gun a little too hard, whether it be with your firing hand or your support hand. And again, if you watch Shaun's run and you watch where his hits actually hit or his misses, hit the splash plate, they were all essentially low.
Right.
So he was just over gripping it, and it happens. I mean, I've done it 100 times. But hey, you know what? If anybody wants to argue with me about the whole slow and smooth thing, you guys find me on Facebook, and it's not a problem at all.
Did you say fight you on Facebook?
No. Find me on Facebook.
Oh, find you on Facebook.
Find me on Facebook. Not a problem at all.
Catch you outside?
Catch me out, dude. That is the best hashtag ever. So I definitely like it. I'm definitely in the whole hashtag game now. I love hashtags.
Well, I've kind of had some fun sending you some funny things on Instagram because I know you've got a good sense of humor about that type of stuff. And the Catch Me Outside girl has definitely been one of those fun ones.
I can't wait till a shooter shows up with the picture of her on her
God,
on their jersey.
On their jersey. Oh, my God. It's going to be amazing. So Scott Green is up, and he's doing some pantomiming, some mental programming here.
I like Scott. Scott's an up-and-comer shooter. So he kind of falls into the old school ways that his fundamentals are super solid.
Oh, okay.
And that's the way. Those are the kind of shooters that are gonna last. So there's two types of shooters: guys that are fast and guys that are, fall back on fundamentals. And Scott's one of those fundamental guys. Mm-hmm. So I do like watching him shoot. His form is really nice. So we'll see what he does here. At this point, it's just all mental for him. So
yeah.
He is wearing yellow glasses. I don't like yellow tinted glasses at all. He needs to get away from any kind of tint and just run clears at this point.
Yeah. Do you run a tint during the day?
It depends. It depends. So I got LASIK 4 years ago, and it totally changed my life. So, but yeah. So before I had LASIK and I had contacts, I ran the VR28 from Oakley, which was a nice kind of rosy tint. I ran that all the time. Once I got my LASIK, my eyes are a little more sensitive to the light, and so because of that, I generally run darker and I run the grays.
Mr. Garcia is hovering here. He's gonna join us on the microphone before he gets shooting. Keith, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's good to see you, man.
Well, thanks. It's good to see you guys. How are things going?
Things are going well. We are doing a little live stream, a little podcast, a little companion piece to the 3Gun Nation action.
Very good, very good.
We're watching Mr. Scott Green come up here, and Kalani was just telling us.
Scott, from the best three-gunner that Reno, Nevada has to offer.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true, and it's a little contentious too because the what three-gunners are in Reno, super passionate.
Oh yeah, they're good guys, but Scott's got them beat. I'm telling you.
We shot with Scott at Nationals, didn't we, Dave? Was it Scott that we shot?
No, I think he was on a stage behind. Oh. He was on this squad behind us, maybe?
He was around us.
He had some good finishes last year.
He was hanging – yes.
Yeah, so he's you know what? If he keeps his nerves in check, he should crush this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to it. It's all mental now.
It all comes down to mental. I don't have any nerves because I got to the range at 7 this morning and taught a class all day. And so I'm actually barely awake right now, which has certain advantages to not really giving 2 Fs. But, it was funny, and this is just between us. Earlier I was giving an interview, and they're like, hey, so what do you hope to gain? I'm all, well, I hope to qualify for the 50,000. And they stopped me, and they're like, hey, so you know it's only 10,000 this year. So I literally put down my mic and left. I said, I think that's second place. so this isn't live, is it?
No.
Can you edit that out? This is just between us, right?
Yeah. This is just for me later.
Good times, gentlemen. Good times. You don't have shooting hats, do you?
These
What do you
are
got?
Vortex
Oh,
hats
Vortex
that
hats.
Reuben from Vortex put on the table here.
That's cool. That's very nice. Flex fitted. That's the way to go. I'm going to take that and put a Cobalt badge on it. It has
These
in
are
the
nice
back,
hats,
too.
aren't they? Totally going to wear one.
No,
Totally.
Flex fit is the way to go. How are you, Kalani?
I'm doing pretty
It's been
good,
a while. I haven't
man.
seen you since
I've
SHOT Show.
I know it's been a
He
while.
stopped sending me the
It's
naked
been a while.
pictures.
I know.
He doesn't love me anymore.
It's because there's no service on the range. So speaking of mental game,
Mhm.
you said your nerves are fried because you taught a class today. You've been up since.
My nerves aren't fried. I'm just tired. I mean, I went and taught a shotgun class and had some great guys and had a couple of people who physically never really shot a shotgun before.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, whoa, okay. So we had to kind of, I didn't want to hold the whole class back, so we had to give them a quick tutorial, get them up and running so we could get moving. But everybody did good, and I think everybody came away with something. It's just when you're doing that, being the safety officer and demoing every drill and explaining stuff, mentally and physically, it's a little bit tired. So I asked to shoot on Saturday. That didn't work out. So but you know what? It might work out better because I think it's going to be raining tomorrow. And I probably would have fallen down or something.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
This might work out better.
So Keith, is it difficult to manage like an entire class of different skill levels?
Yeah.
And how do you do that?
The way I do it, I like to keep. Oh, we're taking a picture here, people.
Yeah. It's all about the gram, everybody.
So
Thank you.
the way I do it, everybody gets an opportunity to work from a specific location. So they don't hold anybody back. They can work at their own speed. I give them the drills, have them practice the drills. I come to them individually so I can see how they're doing, give them tips. Then they shoot them live, and then I put them on a timer so they can get a time. So everybody's really working at their own pace. And the only thing is they all come down and come down to my end, and I do a demo and show them how to do it. Then I have them work on their own. So everybody can work at their own pace and learn at their own level and speed stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I think people get more out of it that way because everybody can do it. And nobody's holding anybody back. Nobody's angry because somebody else feels like they should be learning more. Everybody gets all the techniques.
Yeah. Okay. So when you teach a class like that, without giving away the secret sauce, because you are going to be doing a bunch more of these coming up at other regionals, what sort of things can people expect? And then do you give homework?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole thing is you're not going to master anything in the class. You're going to learn a bunch of techniques to load the gun, keep it loaded, manage the recoil, really shoot the gun fast and accurately with both birdshot and slugs. Learn how chokes work, and you're going to have a bunch of different loads you have to take home and practice. At the end of the day, you're not going to be able to master anything in the class. We have 8 hours to cover a bunch of stuff. So I have people take notes. I give them a drill. They write down the drill. They do the drill. They practice the drill. After I demonstrate it, I work with them, give them a time to do it on the timer, and then they write down their time. We move on to the next one. So when they go back to their notes, they'll have a roadmap on how to improve.
Awesome. And it's cool to have that type of thing to be able to walk away from a class from, rather than just like, here's some shooting techniques. Well, see you later.
Well, at the end of the day, a lot of people, classes I've been to, they give you drills to shoot, and which are cool. They're fun. You burn up ammo. But a lot of people now with this 3-gun thing, you need to learn techniques because you can shoot a lot and you practice at home and not really get much done. Like shotgun, you can shoot all day and get a sore shoulder, but other than that, you're not going to have a lot of advantage unless you actually practice some techniques that are going to make things more fast and efficient for you.
Keith's awesome.
Keith is so awesome, isn't he?
Jeez, Lapete.
Gee, I had to slip him some money. So, Lakers under the table right now.
Did you notice
Yes.
the Steadicam that came by, got an establishing shot of us, sitting here talking to him on the mics and everything. Went over, got a good shot of Mike Whitesides.
Mm-hmm.
Well, between us, since this is just between us,
Yes.
Mike Whitesides flies down right now. So I'm wondering if that was on the live stream.
Mike. Hey, you're letting the dog out.
Your flies down, buddy.
Don't let the dogs out. Well, they came by earlier with the live stream. They're like, focus it in on your crotch. They did a whole 30-second piece on your dick. Scott, we're trying to freeze out Scott here.
Yeah, what's happening?
He's standing there for a
There's
long
a lot
time.
of,
He looks a little nervous. I bet you could make a diamond in his butthole right now. All you need is put a piece of coal in there, Laker. Charcoal. Go by the barbecue and Help
I
us
might
out.
get I might get a raise, man.
How about a clay pigeon?
From my sponsor. He's my shotgun sponsor.
Is it? Who? Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
Whitesides?
Yeah, Whitesides.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Because you gave him the heads up about his fly being down.
No, the coal.
The coal.
Oh,
the
yeah.
coal. I
The
like
coal in the butt. Yeah, we
boy.
do that stuff stateside here. So
It's stateside.
Stateside.
Oh man, he is actually gramming right now. He's on the IG machine. Look
He
at him.
is, dude.
He's all over it.
He's
a
deep in the
machine.
DMs.
In
You know what
the
goes
D-
down in the DMs?
There's some stuff in the DMs. I don't want to go in the DMs. It's kind of like the dark web or the
Yeah.
deep web. I don't go in there either.
Yeah, nobody wants that. So seriously though, what's going on here? Why are they?
Come on, Green. Jesus, what are we waiting on? Just fucking holding us to the show.
just icing the kicker.
Have we loaded? Is this the second shooter? Hasn't gone yet? I'm last, man.
it's the
This
second shooter.
This is terrible.
Oh, you're last?
I'm gonna have to pee again.
That's what happens when you're so good, brother.
You're right. You know what? I beat Birdsall last year. That's all that matters.
You did.
We were in the finals, and they're like, "Hey, you got to shoot again." I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Well, there's a runner up." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And they're like, "You got to shoot against Rick." I'm like, "Oh, cool. How much is that for?" They're like, $5,000. Oh, sweet. That worked out really well.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't want to make this weird because I know you don't listen to the show, Keith. But
What?
Kalani actually was giving advice to Birdsall
During the match.
during the match.
Not against when he shot against me though. Just when he shot against Greg, right?
Greg, yeah.
You know,
Was
a
Greg
little
or-
bit for Jordan, but you know,
Was it
of course
Mark?
that carried.
No, huh? He went against Mark, right? Didn't he go against
He
Hanish?
shot against Mark, and then he shot against Greg, then he
Yeah,
shot against me.
he knocked out Mark,
okay.
right? And
Yeah.
then he went against
Yeah.
Greg.
You went to the third round against Greg
Yeah.
too. He shot really well,
He did.
Yep.
And it was the Jedi advice, right?
right? You told him if you can't be nervous with a thumb in your ass.
It's not true at all.
No. Once it's in there, you can't be nervous because the nerves are like
Deep
well,
breaths,
Is it
deep
going to
breaths.
hurt when it goes in? Once it's in there, you're fine. This isn't live, is it?
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
think so.
No,
let me check.
Hey-o.
Could you get service out here? Oh,
Barely.
damn.
Oh yeah, it's live.
It is kind of live. Oh boy.
It's live-ish.
Does anybody watch this show?
One.
We got one person watching.
Yeah.
Excellent. So
We haven't advertised it because it's buffering. So
Okay.
basically, the idea is
But we're going to advertise it tomorrow.
yeah,
Good.
because
Crazy.
we're recording it.
Good.
So I'll put it up
All right.
when it's
So
done.
so if I don't do well, just X this part out.
I'll make a mental note.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Hashtag mental note.
You know, that's a good one here.
Hashtag.
Tactical, right?
Hashtag.
That's a good one.
She's
Hashtagtical.
Yeah, that's a chick who runs a page in I think Southern California.
Yeah.
Oh,
Second Amendment rights page as well.
Yeah. Yep. They do a lot,
It's,
lot of good work down there.
It's the bait and switch, right? She gets you in with the gun photos,
Right.
and then
And hits you up for a donation.
exactly. And it's a good cause, and I'm kind of jealous I didn't think of it.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's good.
It's a great concept, yeah, for sure.
How are those new Cobalt rifles treating you, Kalani?
So I got I got the 2017 team rifles.
Nice.
They're all shooting.
So are you guys all shooting the dark gray cobalt?
it's our option.
Mine hasn't come yet, but
'Cause that
these
is
guys got their guns. I got one. They all got three. I don't know
insane.
how that happened. The team captain got iced out. So yeah, it's a good-looking gun, right?
Yeah, it's
So
gorgeous.
I have one coming, and I'm gonna see if it feels better. You know. Yeah, so I call it Kalani.
Oh no,
It's
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh yeah.
Kalani. So you have one of yours set up as a PCC though.
So yeah,
What's going on
we
there?
got a receiver set, and we have a lot of freedom to do a lot of testing on the Cobalt guns. That's one reason why we work so closely with Cobalt, is that they value our opinion because we are out there shooting every single day. I went ahead and took it upon myself to work in a 9mm PCC since it's such a big movement right now in the shooting community. It's ridiculous. It's beautiful and it shoots like a beautiful high-end rifle should shoot. So
Awesome.
the problem with that is that whenever I miss, it's my fault.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
That's the problem with good
I
stuff.
know the
That's
feeling,
a problem with a really
if you
good
have
gun.
some crappy gun with some crappy ammo, you're like, hey, yeah, this thing really won't do it. But then when you got a gun that actually shoots minute of angle, out to like 400 yards, like, this is really nice.
Yeah.
And so when you're missing, you're like, guys are like, wow, what's wrong with him?
Yep, it's my fault.
Dude, I got the ultimate excuse for my match tomorrow.
Drinking?
I have the second ultimate excuse for my match tomorrow. Borrowed gun.
Oh no.
Oh,
no, that's
man.
the first excuse. Why did you borrow a gun?
So Tischauser was going to come down here, right?
Yeah.
And shoot unlimited PCC. And he's like, hey, we need some more people in this division so we can get a prize table. And I'm like, cool, I'll do it. Because there's a lot of people that listen to the show that shoot PCC, and I've never shot it. So I feel like
That's a fun.
to talk
That's
about
fun.
it, I should shoot it. So I was like, cool, I'll do this match. And then Tischauser is not coming down.
Why?
It's going to rain.
That fucking pussy. Jesus Christ. Hey, JT, that your Gucci glasses aren't gonna melt in the fucking rain. Jesus Christ.
So quick question, swear words. Do you want me to bleep them or just let them fly?
I don't care.
Okay.
Especially when it's about fucking Tischauser. I can't believe he's seriously not coming because it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
Fuck. Seriously.
Professional shooter.
What's up with your boy? He's not a professional shooter anymore. He's a weekend warrior now. I mean, come on. This guy, his top sponsor is a knife sponsor, for Christ's sakes. So, at the end of the day, he's not coming when it's raining. There's not a lot of money in the pot for that. Now, if we were to tell Cobalt, yeah, it was raining, so we decided not to go, that wouldn't fly too well.
The roots of 3-gun is in the whole practical, tactical realm of of shooting. And unfortunately, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's wet, and sometimes it's muddy.
I can remember.
Sometimes there's hurricanes.
Right. I was standing, the worst time I had was at the old F&H match. I'm standing by a burn barrel. That
was one of the best matches ever.
It's burnt, it's barely burning, heat's barely coming off of it, and me and Jerry Mishlik have our hands right in there,
55
trying to warm up. I'm from California, he's from Louisiana. We're both standing there looking at each other like, what are we doing here? All of a sudden, I look up, and it starts to snow. And I put my hand out, and sure as shit, that snowflake lands in my hand, and I'm looking at it, and I look at Jerry, I'm like, I'm going to go home. It's snowing. It's snowing, Jerry.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was actually the first match that me and Keith roomed together at.
Oh.
2012.
So when it all happened.
The romance was born? That was before the DMs.
Stars.
There was no DMs back there. It was DL. We had it on the down low. But
that was gnarly, dude. That was back when 3-gun was paying cash.
Yeah.
And cash is always king.
Cash is the king.
It's it packs easily and it goes with any color.
That's true.
I like it. It matches everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool because there was a time when me, Kalani, Jesse, Outson was on there for a while. Who else was on that season?
Tommy Thacker.
Hanish.
So old school guys, man.
Yeah.
Pat Kelly.
Pat Kelly, yeah, dude. So we went out and we would shoot the whole match together.
Yeah.
And they'd film that for the show.
True super squads.
And that was wild. Burkett for a while.
Oh yeah.
Matt was there. That was just a great time. Just a great time. What's the chances Green's not going to fall down now? I think he's held his breath for 16 minutes.
He's been staying with his legs locked for 15 minutes.
I wonder what song he's humming.
Scott, breathe through your belly button, man. Breathe through your belly button.
Eye of the tiger.
Relax.
Big fans. Big fans.
Do a couple laps, man. Do a couple laps. Why are they icing the kicker? What happened?
Wi-Fi died. Are you kidding me?
We got Wi-Fi.
Wow.
Holy.
My iPhone 7 Plus. Plug.
So did you buy an adapter or some kind of booster or something?
I did.
Okay.
And it didn't work.
And so you're draining all the stuff that 3GS Nation should have? Way to go, Dave. Hey, we're going to go live on Dave's cam because he's taking all the signal. Jesus Christ. Now I'm going to have to go take a dump. Man, I thought we'd get this done.
So, in my defense, they have their own satellite service. They went legit.
Wow.
3GS Nation?
Yeah, they've got their own little.
Apparently, it's the one that routes through Taiwan or something. And,
well,
I think the stars are in the way.
So I made this mistake one time. When you buy the off-brand from eBay, it's set up for the Australian satellites rather than the North American, and that's probably what the problem is.
So you only have to go a certain time of year in a certain part of the country. It works when you have southern sky exposure. Right.
Clear view of the southern sky.
Clear view of the southern sky.
It's crazy, Keith. If I can't tell you what direction north, south, east, and west are here in Texas. Everything looks the same, man. Colorado.
My GPS even goes circle. It just kind of.
I grew up my entire.
We didn't know you came in through the fucking field, a farmer's field. He's bouncing across the range. How did Laker work?
I did, dude.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, he came in the wrong way.
GPS put me in through the backside while people were shooting, and I'm dodging bullets and stuff.
Oh,
Seriously, I'm not joking.
Laker.
It was crazy.
Only Laker.
I shot back, man.
I grew up in Colorado my whole life. Mountains are on the west. You know what
Yeah,
direction it is.
Well, same
all
thing
the
like being
time.
in California.
Yeah.
Water's
Ocean.
on the
Yeah.
west.
Water's on the west.
And you know exactly where you're going here.
Exactly.
Here, yeah, it's a little more challenging.
A little bit, yeah. So
At least there's a little bit of rolling hills here. And then everything like north and west is really nice.
It is,
Going
yeah.
that direction, it's a little flat, but the rest of it's nice.
I got to tell you, West Texas was interesting. I drove from Austin to Vegas for SHOT Show.
Mm-hmm.
West Texas was super flat.
Mm-hmm.
Like I now know where the Roadrunner and the Coyote live. It was
Yeah,
interesting.
that stretch through New Mexico and
Yeah.
Arizona is
It was long, dude.
yeah. I took my motorcycle from California to Key West and up to New York and back across
wow.
when I was 21. It took 5 weeks with a buddy of mine.
Jeez.
He rode on the back, and we went all over.
Just go, man.
But I tell you what, my tire after you got through over the Rocky Mountains, got over the Continental Divide, it was flat. It's straight
Yeah.
all the way to Florida, then all the way up.
like downhill.
Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff like going through West Virginia and stuff. You know, it's kind of pretty and Pennsylvania, but when you come back across, you get on. What was it, 80, and you just go, and Nebraska and all that. It's like, whew, we're just going, and it's fine in a car, but on a motorcycle, it's like I'd like to turn once in a while. Yeah, anyway, that wasn't the case, but we had a good time. We slept on the side of the road and stuff, so it was a good way to feel the country.
Yeah, definitely
Really feel it.
something to do in your early 20s.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it now. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
now.
no kidding.
And my butt hurt so much at that time. I haven't done it much since then. All right, Green looks like the Wi-Fi's back.
There we
Green
go.
is green. There's no way that the Green didn't get iced on that one. What's he sending a quick text?
Jason, there is only beer in there.
Jason, there's only beer.
That is only beer. Poor Tilkey's trying to find his daughter something to drink in my cooler. There's only beer in there.
It's only beer.
Oh, I got it. I thought you were trying to get it for your daughter.
Hey, so Jesse went ahead and commented on our Facebook picture I sent out. He goes, "Is this live streaming?"
So no, unfortunately, no signal.
Should I tell him
but
check
yours
back tomorrow? It's
is.
raining.
But his is, right? Yours is streaming, right?
It trying to. It's not really doing a great job.
You taking donations to support the show?
Thanks, buddy.
Nice.
Appreciate
nice.
that.
There's some used condoms and a chewed piece of gum that you'll find on my seat.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
We're talking about beast hunters.
There's an extra mic over here.
Yeah, jump on, Nick.
No, you're not. The signal's going to go down again. I feel bad.
All right.
I feel
Hey,
kind
now we got it
of
good.
bad for
Hey-o.
Scott because now he's trying to stretch out again. That's a lot of man
Yeah.
to stretch out.
That's actually pretty.
You know,
tough.
sometimes it just makes
And
you
you're
focus.
just standing there the whole time. There's a whole lot to deal with.
Sometimes it makes you focus hard. Sometimes you just got to get hard.
It's true. Stream is excellent.
All right,
We
there
got
go.
powerful stream.
We got the
what
Japanese
it says.
satellite
Yeah.
instead of the Australian satellite.
Yeah, no kidding. Thanks, Lan.
Land tapped into 3GS117 Nation's satellite for us, and that's why theirs went down. But we're going strong. Yeah.
Hashtag
Wait a
dissident
minute.
arms.
This doesn't look like it's live. I can't see myself
Oh, it's
shaking my
buffering.
fist.
Dang it.
Buffering. Are you the one that's watching?
It's very well could be, man.
So we can really say anything.
Well, I think
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think Jesse wants to.
Wants to share it, yeah.
That's a share.
Scott's
I'll-
going.
I'll-
Scott's
yes.
going?
Okay, Scott's going. Here we go.
He's
Oh, man,
fast.
he's actually running
He's
for it,
actually
too.
faster than I am.
There you go. Come on, buddy.
What are you cheering for him for?
I'm
Couple
just cheering
extra
for
shots
everybody,
on
man.
the
I'm
pistol.
happy. I'm a happy man. What's he have on the front of his rifle? Is that a camera?
Nice little one for
Hope
one.
not.
Oh, man, he had a pretty good run there.
There you go.
21-61.
That's
Yeah,
a
the,
respectable run
I
right
think
there.
2 extra
Not
shots
bad.
with the pistol. The rifle was clean and shotgun was clean. So, yeah, good run.
Yeah, I think I saw like an 1845 from Tilkey.
Yeah, don't look for that stuff in the match. Man.
Yeah.
Those guys are out here
Yeah,
knee deep in
Scott-
brass shooting and training.
You know-
I shot one time and left. I went home and took a shower. Went back to the hotel, took a shower. 'Cause I
Thanks
was
for that, by
tired.
the way.
No, yeah, it's good. I smell better now. But the it was pretty bad. These guys were doing a lot of shooting, but I'm like, one good run to make sure the guns work, and then it comes down to just keeping your stuff together when the beep goes beep.
And again,
Don't
all
drop
mental,
again.
like you were saying. So do you do any sort of like rehearsal or anything after the
Oh
shower?
yeah, you just visualize it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just visualize.
When you visualize it, is it
You-
first
you
person
visualize-
or do you
yeah,
when I
third
visualize it,
person?
I'm naked. I just want you to know that. I'm gonna leave you with that picture.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank
Take care,
you,
brother. Good luck
Good
tonight.
luck, man. Have fun, man.
It's always nice to have some cameos in here.
Tell you what, and can you cameo with a bigger personality than Keith? Comes in here, drops more swear words than I have,
And he's
social
like, "See ya."
security digits, and then he's like, all right, this isn't live, right? Well, see you later.
No, he's good. Let's get back to some, now that he's gone. Let's talk serious. Again.
Can I pause for just a moment
Sure.
before we do that? I want to say that my buddies at Grimm Brothers Brew House in Loveland, Colorado, really came through. They sent us a ton of beer, and everyone out on the range is enjoying the beer. And there's more people coming, and they're going to grab some beer from the beer cooler too.
So I saw that there was 3 flavors.
There are.
Mine so far is the 3 golden hairs.
You like that one?
Yes, I've
Yeah.
had
So
one. I've had one.
So these guys, Grimm Brothers Brew House,
Uh-huh.
obviously it is based on fables, right? So every one of their like 3 golden hairs, they have Snowdrop, Master Thief. It's all based on fairy tales, right?
Mhm.
So these guys are super 2A friendly.
Nice.
I've known these guys for like 7 or 8 years. Always been really cool. And I told them, hey, we're going to be in Texas. Got a couple hundred people are going to be on the range. We're going to be having a good time watching some shooting. Would you like to supply some refreshments? And they were like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So here they are.
That's great, man. I mean, we always appreciate it. And, our community always pays back. So
Yeah.
we're in, dude. You guys getting some stores down there in Phoenix, I'm in.
That's right. So pick up some Grimm Brothers beer because they support our drinking habit here on the range. Joining us now is Shaun Oleksy. How you doing, man?
I'm all right.
You all right?
Yeah.
Look at
Talk loud.
not
testing.
not if
testing,
you whisper, buddy.
Testing.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. So we saw you shoot.
Yep.
Had a little problem hooking up on the pistol.
Yep.
What was going on out
I
there?
don't know. Coming in, I was the most confident with pistol,
Mhm.
and I think I just got a little overconfident and didn't put much focus into it. And then that last shot, I called a good shot, and it didn't fall, and I
Yeah, I saw
Kinda
that.
pull
You
back
almost
Hey,
up
but you know what you did when you went back to it? You made sure that it went down to 1 shot.
That's
And
true.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I don't think we've met, man.
I'm
Kalani.
Shaun. Yeah.
Shaun, nice to meet you, man.
Just listened to your interview yesterday.
I've heard that a lot.
a lot of people listen to that, dude.
I heard one guy's like, "Hey, man, I was taking notes." I said, "On what?" I don't know what exactly did I say that you were taking notes on? Because there's not a test or a quiz coming on. Just cash me outside on Facebook.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, dude. That was a fun interview, but I think people got a lot from it too. And
I think so.
It's wildly popular. It's probably like the 3rd or 4th most popular
Nice.
podcast. Nick Atkinson, Cobalt
Yep.
teammate Nick Atkinson is up right now.
Here comes Nick. Earlier we were talking about fundamentals.
Yes.
And Nick is one of those top 10 guys that he relies upon fundamentals 100% of the time. And you're going to see it right here.
Yep, Nick with the fast footwork.
So
Nick
he
is
had he has
fast on the pistol.
Well, he's fast follow-ups also.
Yeah. Oh,
There you go.
that
Stay
last
on it.
play
Stay
was a
on
little
it.
rough.
There you go. Pound it. Out.
22-25.
Oh, he's about a half second slower than
Yep.
Then Scott.
the last Scott.
Yep. That was a good run for him. A couple makeup shots on the pistol, but like you said, his makeup shots are super fast. Had a little problem with that last plate
Play on
falling.
the rifle. Yeah.
I noticed he took the time to make a good grip with the pistol.
Yeah.
He took that extra half a second.
The thing is that so in our game you'll either see us, kind of move through an array, where you kind of, you have to do the whole balance between action and speed and movement and what's a proper sight picture and proper grip. Here, is there 9 or 8? Is there 8 or 9 pistol targets you got? Or is
10,
there
I
10?
think.
There's
10.
10.
I think so.
So at that point, yeah, you might as well take an extra second
Yeah.
to adjust your grip and make sure that it's nice and perfect for you. You see Jerry Mikulek do that all the time,
Take an extra
especially on
little bit to
TV.
get up
You
to
see him
the
if you
grip.
guys watching in the TV with Jerry. Is that man when he gets to a position? I mean, you can see him just kind of squeezing and kind of scissoring his grip
Yeah.
together. And I'm like, dude, I'm just launching rounds by then, right? But
Yeah.
I'm miking everything. But Jerry goes in there, he goes, and then he burns it down with splits that I could never duplicate. But so he's
Yeah.
smart.
Pretty amazing dude for sure. We got Keen Brown up here making ready.
Oh, yeah, this is Mr. Blue Jeans, huh? This is sick,
Yeah.
The
dude.
country boy.
Dude, is he in boots, too?
Those are actually hiking boots.
Oh, man.
I have seen him shoot in boots.
Dude, if he was in cowboy boots, we could have boosted our freaking spectators by 500,000 people, man. Darn.
I know.
Missed opportunity, man. Here's a guy that needs to cash me outside on Facebook, and we'll figure this stuff out, dude. Get his brand. Get him branding and branded and get him some Justins
This
or
is his
some
second year.
Harriets.
Yeah, it's second year in the Pro Series. You know,
Yeah.
I've shot with him a couple of years. He's always made it up. He's from New Mexico. Always made it up to all the Colorado matches.
Yeah, he won the Colorado match last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs cowboy boots, man.
So,
Now I'm upset.
only unsponsored.
Is that a
shooter out
Browning
there?
A5?
It is
Is it
Browning
Browning?
A5. Yeah.
Good for him, man. I ran
Oh,
one
look
of
at
those
that.
about 6 months. It was
Look at
awesome.
that weekend load.
Wow, still?
Yeah. I don't know if he quad loads in matches or what, but
Oh,
I mean,
man.
obviously
You
it
don't have
doesn't
any
matter.
Oh,
quad
here,
yeah, those
right?
were the only he had on his belt.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
all
is that
he's
right?
got. That's all he's
Wow.
got right now.
Those caddies.
Look at him, dude. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah. Only guy out here in a t-shirt tonight?
And jeans.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Hiking boots.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is everyone else sponsored shooters, got shooter jerseys and stuff.
How old is he, anyways? Anybody know?
I don't.
I want to say he's 19, maybe 20.
Jeez, man.
That's
Good
my
for him.
guess.
Yeah, dude. He's in Wranglers and hiking boots. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Old school Blade Tech. Man,
Got his
This-
wallet in his back
this
pocket.
is yeah. This is my setup from like 2011. I'd say this is my setup right here.
He needs a checkbook sticking out.
Some nostalgia.
Sure, man. No one's gonna take them.
Yeah, we'll be here whenever you're ready.
Oh, dude, we still got a couple more stages, huh? Tonight.
Yeah? Can't hear, but Nick's saying he's going to be eliminated.
I think 3 Gun Show needs to roll out some cots.
I'm
Or
down.
some lazy boys or something.
I got a trailer right over there, man.
we got a trailer, huh?
Yeah.
Is there free candy? Free ice cream?
I got some
Free
Greek,
beer.
Greek yogurt. You like Greek yogurt?
Sure. Is that code for something else?
Nope.
Oh,
Unfortunately not.
never mind.
It's just Greek yogurt.
I'm good. Sorry, man. Keith starts rubbing off on you, you know,
Yeah, he does that.
in a couple ways. It's pretty bad.
And
Here we go. Oh, is Nick coming in? Thank you.
joining us, Nick Atkinson.
What's happening? Am I on?
Here we go.
You are on,
There you
buddy.
go, man.
What's happening?
The Rhinestone Cowboy shooting. Let's do it.
Yeah, he's gonna beat me.
Yes, there we go.
That
It looks like he's shooting a Beretta 92. What's he shooting?
that was pretty
it's
rough.
2011.
Oh,
But you know what? This stage is won or lost on the rifle.
yeah.
Is it?
Every
Yeah.
time.
And he's got one makeup plate there, too. Went past it.
You know, I thought. Here, we'll let this wrap up here. Oh no, I got him.
23:48.
What was
got him
I?
by 2 seconds.
What was I?
You were 22 and a lot.
22 and some.
And a lot.
Yeah. So, pistol. What you don't realize when you walk up there is how bad that shadow is going to be on your pistol sight until you actually pick it up and look at it.
You know,
But
we
don't you
hear
get a sight
that
picture of
every
that?
single time, and still no lights from the top.
Can you guys run lasers?
I wish
That'd
I'd
be
crush
awesome.
it with a laser.
I know you would.
But you know, my pistol run wasn't bad. My rifle run wasn't bad
rifle
until I
was
got to
bad.
that last plate.
Yeah.
Was that 5 for 5 on the first 5? Or did I have a makeup in there?
I think you might
You had
have
a-
one
you had
makeup,
one makeup.
on the second or third place.
Uh,
it was
Complete
fast.
mic.
Right.
Because I
So
mentioned
I got
it.
to that last plate and I actually came off the gun because I thought it was a hit. So that's what killed me. I shot it. I saw a good break and I heard what I thought was a hit on the plate and I went to drop the gun and the plate didn't move, so I had to come back on it and I just killed me. Shotgun was pretty fast though.
Shotgun was pretty fast.
So kind of saved it there, but I don't think
You sped up on the shotgun as you got going too.
that's what I like to do. I like to
Yeah.
start off smooth, and then once the rhythm gets going, then really dial it. Because, you know, if you get a little out of control in those last 3 or 4 shots, then it doesn't matter because you don't have anything after that.
Right.
So it's technique, Dave. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was Kalani.
That was Kalani.
But, yeah. So, anyway, that's the update on how bad I suck. So,
But Nick, you're known as the Eliminator. Are you going to go in?
Oh,
and,
I'm sure I'm
and
going to be in
smoke
the.
it or
I'm
what?
going to be in the Eliminator for sure. What do y'all want? So I have a feeling I'm going to be choosing the elimination run.
What are you going to choose?
What do
You
y'all
gonna
want to
choose the
see?
array?
What do y'all want to see? What do you want to see?
I don't want you to know what I want to see.
Shotgun's just too easy.
Yeah, shotgun's kind of boring, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
I like the rifle, but then when people suck on the rifle, it's really excruciating to watch. Makes me uncomfortable.
Pistol's the same way. I think pistol's worse whenever people really
You know,
bone
but
it on
those
the
are
pistol.
what 10 by 10 inch plates. They're huge.
At 11
so
yards?
when you hook up on something like
Yeah, it
that,
does look cool,
it's
doesn't
a it's a
the
riot.
Same thing goes for the plate rack with the rifle. When you hook up on it, it's impressive. It's just wing, 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 and everybody's like, I might as well not even shoot.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever you do, you should do it fast.
I don't know. I tend to lean on offhand rifle because I like
Yeah.
to shoot rifle offhand. So
That reminds me, I shot at your home range, Copperhead Creek. Shot one of their local matches.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's why Nick is always talking about offhand rifle.
I've never shot it. I've shot one local match out there.
Really?
I don't shoot local matches, dude. I travel.
Well, I
so
thought
much.
maybe you used to.
I did like 2 years ago, but
Right.
that wasn't at Copperhead. There weren't any matches
okay.
out there really.
Well, dude, they just all kinds of offhand rifle.
Yeah.
All kinds of offhand rifle
yeah.
opportunities.
All right, so here we go with
Tilke's up here.
Tilke.
Tilke's got a cool last name.
We told him we were going to start calling him Tickle.
Tickle, that's an even better last name.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Uh-oh.
And he's trying to go,
no,
jam on the
malfunction.
rifle.
All right, well, I'm still alive because there's no way he's beating 22. I guess we're supposed to be doing play-by-play here?
24-71.
Already told the whole audience I'm
Yeah.
a really bad play-by-play.
So Nick, this
They can
Kalani's
watch
back,
it.
by the way.
we can reset a little bit here. So this is a companion piece to the 3 Gun Nation live stream.
Okay.
And so it's basically whatever we want it to be. Us sitting here talking about the crazy things that Keith came here and talked about.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well,
I'm sure it involved Asia.
Yes.
Yes, it did.
In fact, it did.
And probably some things that happened in alleys.
Yep.
Expensive watches. Knives.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Knives. Yeah. He
So I'm like 4 for 5 here.
he did probably like a good 60 seconds on Tischauser.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did he tell you about the
What
knife
was
we
that?
sent him?
Roasted him a little bit. No.
No one knows about that. I was surprised ZT never say anything about that.
Yeah, so
Hey.
I guess ZT knew that it was Jesse's birthday, so they said something about sending him a knife. So we had the idea of they took some blue like rhinestones and
yeah, I did see
glued
that.
it all over the knife and sent it to him as
So
a
that was a
special edition.
gift
JT
from-
special edition.
Yeah, that was a gift from Cobalt through ZT to JT.
No kidding.
All right, so
That's
here-
what we do. We're givers.
You
comes
are
Keith.
givers. Yeah.
Hey, we're already to Keith.
Yeah, dude, he's the top-ranked guy
You know,
for this flight.
Nick actually gave me 60 cents before he sat down.
I think it was more than 60 cents, wasn't it?
I
Well,
might have
there's a-
lost.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
there's
it
some
was
trash
70
in there.
cents.
Dang.
Yeah, and a rubber band.
No,
That might
I didn't
have
give
been
you
in my
the
pocket
rubber band.
already.
That's for your hair. So what do you think about Keith here, Kalani?
I think he's gonna be fine.
You think he's gonna connect with a sub 20?
Yes. Why not? Why
He had a
not?
19 in practice, didn't he?
No, I did. Keith ran 22 in practice.
And then Tilke had like an 18 and a half in
Yeah,
practice.
he did have one really good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Tilke's been around for a long
He has.
time.
here's what
so
I'm going
he
to
comes in
predict
and
with
shoots.
Keith. I think he's going to go out there and moderate his speed to go 1 for 1 and probably end up at about 21. That's what I'm going to call. Because right now the pressure's off. I mean, he doesn't have to go out there and tear it. He doesn't have to light it up. The best run out there is a what? A 21 what?
2150, something like that.
Yeah,
48, I think.
that's coasting.
Yeah.
You know, so as long as he can hook up, not have too many makeups. If he has like 3 makeups on pistol, 3 makeups on rifle, it's going to be close. But he goes 1 for 1 on pistol, and then makes it out of the plate rack with 1 or 2 makeups. He'll be sub 21, I think.
Awesome. Sub 21.
Sounds like a clothing store in the mall.
Does.
Did that take? Did that take a minute?
Yeah,
to
take a
sink in?
second, man. So, we're sponsored
strip
tonight
club.
by Grimm Brothers
Brew
Brew
House.
House.
I don't know
You
what
know,
you're talking
and I
about.
never actually get to part B, but we are powered by Nick Miller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're hooked up to his generator over
Nice.
there. Yeah, Nick Miller is juicing up this entire thing. So thank you,
Nice.
Nick, Team Dissident Arms. What a cool
Honda
dude.
generator.
And also supported by Armalite Rifles.
Nice. And we're giving away Vortex hats.
We are. Unfortunately, it's not live, so you have to actually
well.
physically be here to get a Vortex hat.
Why are you not doing a live stream?
No signal.
We're running on Australian
You
satellites.
don't have any signal?
Mm-mm. Not signal enough to translate a live stream anyway.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Is that what our problem
Bummer.
is over here?
They've actually got like an actual satellite hookup.
But
So
it's not working?
I don't know what the other problem is, but
I don't know. All I know is they said it was not working for a little while, and then we started shooting again, so I don't know if it's working or
yeah,
not.
I think it's working now. Here's Keith.
He
giving
looks
us the
grumpy.
He looks so
eye.
serious.
He looks. I don't know. He looks grumpy. I don't know if that's serious or not. He looks
I don't know.
grumpy, man.
Maybe he's thinking about all the rain we're going to have to
Yeah.
drudge through tomorrow. Are you going to be out
I
here
brought-
doing this tomorrow? What are you going to do if it's raining? Do it from the truck or
We'll
something?
do inside the camper.
Yeah, dude. We'll also
Yeah.
we'll pull my camper over here, back it in. Do you? Can you bring them?
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to run all these cords and shit on the ground
We'll pick them up off the ground.
and just let them
I'll
get
hold
We
wet.
did them in nationals.
Okay.
Here we go, Keith.
I'm going to see what Keith can do here. To the pistol pretty clean.
Oh,
no.
what a jam!
no.
Holy shit!
Pistol jam.
Well, what's he at right now? What's the time at? I
14
can't see.
A lot.
14.
I don't know. There's a camera
Okay,
guy in
well.
the way.
He did
Oh.
the same thing I did. except-
Dismounted the rifle and still had that plate left.
Well, fellas, I guess I'm not going to be the eliminator this time. What the hell? What the hell?
Did you make it with 22?
30-27.
Congrats.
I don't know. I mean, that's rough. I gotta go hug him. Give him a ball tap.
Oh,
He's
Jacob, come
upset.
over here, buddy.
All right.
Jacob, come get on camera, buddy.
All right, guys. So we got a treat for you tonight. We got Jacob Betsworth.
Jacob, MF, and Betsworth.
We call him the Diesel.
So,
Whoa, hold on a second. Was that slide on me?
No.
Okay, because I
Sean,
shoot open.
thanks for joining us, buddy.
I still shoot 3-gun.
You do?
I just cheat a lot.
So, Kalani, let me tell you a little story. Do you remember when we had our interview at the Palazzo, and there was that big drunk dude that came up, and we were like, "Oh shit!" We thought some shit was
and I was
gonna
trying
go
not to
down?
make eye contact with
Yeah,
him.
that was Jacob.
That was you,
Yeah,
brother.
so I was totally faking it. I wasn't drunk
yeah,
at all.
dude, he was playing drunk.
Oh yeah,
and-
me neither. Me neither.
Yeah.
Me
but I
neither.
just went up
I'm
there-
never drunk.
So I went up there to mess with you guys. I just totally went up there to mess with you guys, and
And I gave him the wave
he
off
gives me
because
this.
I thought
Dave
he
gives
was.
me this look like a beat it nerd, you know. So
Well,
I leave. I
dude-
was like, man, he's getting serious, you know.
We
But-
were working.
And I'll be honest, man. I felt bad about this for weeks because I've never seen you with any facial hair ever,
Yep.
and you did not have a baseball cap on.
You look
Yeah.
like a street bum.
Yeah. Right. No,
Well,
I just
and
gotta.
you were, so and I'm trying to make eye contact with Kalani,
Right,
and
right.
stuff like that. And so my sincere apologies.
No worries. I just got a new assignment at work, so I can finally grow facial hair for the first time in my entire life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
It looks great.
I'm taking full advantage of it. I dye it, so it's
I
darker
can't,
for the camera and such. but-
I can't wait till I can grow facial hair too.
Yeah, I
You
know.
let me.
So,
As soon as my balls drop, dude, it's gonna be awesome.
Also joining us is Reuben Aleckson. Reuben, welcome back to the show, man.
Hey, how's it going, Dave?
It's going well.
Can
How
you hear
doing?
me?
I can.
Perfect. Good. Doing good. It's fun. Beautiful night.
It's a gorgeous night.
Absolutely.
yeah, I have a feeling this is the last of the dryness, huh? Tomorrow starts the.
Yeah.
Don't
Yes.
say such things.
Did you bring a big black contractor bag?
Bag, that's what I use for my rain gear.
I
every
know.
time. Yep.
Is that what you brought?
Yep. Go get some trash bags, man.
So, Jacob, you're
55
shooting
gallon
tomorrow,
drum.
right?
Yep. Cut 3 holes in them. That's what I did last
That
year.
was awesome.
So, what do you think, man?
Oh, it looks like fun.
Going to be nice and moist
When
tomorrow?
I saw these pistol targets on the one down in Florida, it looked like they were close. Now these look a little farther away, but I don't know. What do you think they are, Kalani? Maybe 12 yards or so?
Yeah.
Something like that. They're big old targets, but it's surprising. Like people are. There's more makeup shots than I anticipated, I guess. But
Yeah.
I'm not up there in the lights yet.
Well,
so I
dude,
guess I
it's not
can't say
like.
too much.
Do you remember? Did you shoot back when they had those monster 32-inch huge poppers that were ridiculous.
yeah.
And
The
and they overlapped.
Yeah.
I mean,
You couldn't miss.
They all. It was just a wall of white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I like.
Wall of white.
Start smashing it.
Yeah, this will be interesting. I haven't shot an iron-sighted gun since.
Oh, that's right.
Well, actually,
Nationals.
no, I didn't shoot iron sights at Nationals. I shot open at Nationals. So.
Well, you shot a shoot-off stage, right?
Yeah, I mean that's so. I shot a shoot-off. I shot 2 shoot-off stages there with my iron-sighted guns, and then I put them away again.
Well,
I shot open the last 3 quarters of last year. Then I've been off for a couple months, just hanging out with family and stuff. So I really haven't shot a bunch of iron sight stuff. So I last week I broke them out of the safe and went and.
Nice.
yeah, it's weird, huh?
So, Kalani, you've been
It is
here the whole
different.
time. Is that a better or worse excuse than I borrowed a pistol caliber carbine for this match?
Oh, I would never borrow a gun. Yeah, that's the dumb. Actually, that's one of the dumbest things. That's one of the dumbest things I saw.
See you
but
guys later.
the dumbest thing I saw tonight or this afternoon was I saw someone zeroing their gun at 50 yards.
Yeah.
For the first time.
That was
For
me.
the first
And
time?
oh, again. Dude, are you serious? You go to a major match and you zero your gun at 50 yards at the match?
What do you think you should do, Kalani? Like actually zero it for the farthest targets you're going to see and stuff?
I'm laughing so hard because Kalani's wearing a Vortex hat.
I'm pretty sure I read on the internet that if you get a 50-yard zero, you're good at 200, and then
I read that too.
right.
Well,
Actually,
you
I think I saw
Again.
a Vortex infomercial on something like that.
Again, this is the
No,
third time tonight, but
probably
you got to
not.
cash
Not so
me
much.
outside.
Not on that
Reuben,
one.
next time you have any kind of question, you got to hashtag cash me outside.
Yeah.
And PM me on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I'll get you straightened
I'll
up,
just
brother.
go on ARFCOM.
Yeah.
ARFCOM.
That's the problem, man. 5,200, dude.
How about
Oh,
you cash
man.
me outside, huh?
Cash me
Hey, I
outside?
did this
How about
at-
that?
I did
How
that
about
as
How about that?
Dave can vouch for me because that's all I did at Hard as Hell, and it worked out fine.
Yeah,
so.
totally did.
Dude, that's like saying, you know what? I'm gonna bet on black because the last time I bet on black, it
It
hit.
hit.
I've cited.
That's
I've
not how
cited,
that works, dude.
That
I've
is
cited
sound
in a scope
policy.
a time or two.
So fill me in here, guys, on how this works. The lowest, how many times go back up here for?
I think the last 4, maybe.
last
Is the
4.
last 3. Oh, yeah. The bottom 4 have to shoot off now.
And they shoot off on.
I don't know, dude.
Obviously, the shotgun. That's the
Some
only thing
weird
that's up.
thing. I hope it's shotgun. Then Keith is. Yeah. Okay. Looks like shotgun. Hopefully. I don't know, man. I heard that both Cobalt guys were shooting tonight, and then both Benelli guys were shooting tomorrow night.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to see what happens with it. I guess I don't.
So
I'd like to see that split out a little different, but it is
So
what
tomorrow's Jacob, Lance, Garrison,
it is. Yep.
I like
Hunter
Garrison.
Sykes,
Hunter Sykes.
Hunter's decent.
Eric Eckhart,
Oh yeah, Eric
I
Eckhart.
like Eric.
and BJ Norris. So that's a
Oh,
Sweet.
wow. There's some talent there.
That's a good
yeah.
crew.
So it'll be
I
interesting.
didn't see BJ here today. Is he here? Yeah.
I haven't seen him yet. No, but
Some
you
of the-
look-
some
did you look
some guys
low?
aren't in yet.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of berms around here.
yeah.
I think Rick. Kalani, when did you say Rick's getting in?
I
Late?
think Rick's been here since noon.
I saw him behind a 4-foot berm over there, but you could just barely see the top of his hat.
you know, there's a lot of poppers around this.
I painted a beard on one of these poppers. I've been carrying it around, the 28-inch one, the mini popper.
Talking to it.
Yeah, this is my buddy.
My buddy Rick.
My buddy
Hey
Rick.
Rick, what do you think we should do here?
I put 2 big eyes on the popper though, because since he shoots limited, he's got really good eyesight. So,
Damn it.
Oh man, Keith gets to go first.
so
Who
when
chose
is-
shotgun?
Yeah, shotgun.
when's Rick shoot his match? I wonder. You guys know?
I have no idea, man. I just found out yesterday that
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, we
there
were
we
talking
go.
about that beforehand with
Yeah.
Adam Maxwell and
Adam and Rob and Tim Yackley.
yep,
I think there's a couple
Nice.
other guys
all
too.
the northern dudes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is it's kind of cool because it kind of makes it like an actual regional.
yeah.
Yeah,
regional
we
match.
should get a bunch of spectators that I would think have never been to an event like this.
Yeah.
All right,
All right, Keith is
Here we
up
go
for the
eliminator.
shotgun eliminator.
Run.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
darn.
one makeup shot. That last
Eight-
shot's going to hurt him a little bit.
846.
Nah, it's still
Now
good
I
to
wasn't
go.
paying attention. Did he dismount or
Yeah,
partially
just barely
dismount on that?
dismounted, and then he came
He's
back
got
up.
it.
That was still fast.
That was
That was
good.
still fast.
Smoke.
Smoking
good.
fast. The dude that taught this shotgun class today.
No, he's got it. that will definitely hold up.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's got to just hold up 2 of 4.
Yeah.
The top 2 guys out of this one
Yeah.
are going to go back in again.
Yep.
Oh. This is fun.
Man, I wish we could rewind that and figure out what his first shot was, what the time was on his first shot. I don't know what it was.
How do we figure that out?
No idea, man.
It was somewhere around 3.
That's like voodoo.
2.5 or something
Science? There's got to be some science we can do. Garrison's busting out his iPhone. I think that means something's going to happen.
like that. Yeah.
I bet you know what? I bet you Chad Adams knows when his first shot was. He's a nerd like that.
Oh, nice.
Who's up next? Who is this?
Anyways,
Scott Green?
Scott Green.
no, it's not.
No,
Scott.
it's not Scott Green. That's Shaun Oleksy.
Scott right there.
No, I think Scott had the top time.
There's quite a few new
that's
names
right.
in this year.
Yeah.
People I haven't seen before. I mean, I know them, but don't, or know of them. But
I know
Yeah,
Jacob.
so you guys were.
yeah. Hey, we were all up and comers at one point, right?
Well, that's what
Not
I was
me,
just
dude.
about.
Yeah,
I was,
Kalani,
born,
That is-
I was born with an open pistol in my hand.
Kalani dropped out of the womb as a grandmaster.
That's what I was just about to say. Is I hear a lot of nostalgia of the old Pro Series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of like all the new guys here who can't remember their names and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would say can't remember their names. Just haven't had a lot of contact with them necessarily, but
Sure.
I mean, we were all, like I just said, we were all up and comers at one point. The difference was, I think, is when we were up and comers at the time, it was through the Pro Series matches, and there was 64 guys shooting the Pro Series 5 times a year in Tulsa together. And so when you were up and coming there, I mean, you were with those guys 5 times, like I said, 5 times a year. So you got to know everybody.
Dude, you're eating
Right.
with them all day long.
Yeah.
We're almost all at the same. Or there's 2 hotels.
Right.
We're
2
always
hotels.
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
so you go out to dinner, and I mean, literally everybody that was shooting that match would be there because it was just the.
We had lunch together. We
Yeah.
drank together.
Yeah, I mean,
we
it's-
cried together.
Yeah, heck,
I
we
mean,
all kinds
dude.
of different things.
Yeah.
It was.
And it was
definitely
really a
different.
coming out for me. Here
Here
we
goes
go.
Shaun picking up his shotgun.
So his first shot was about 4.2, and he's still going to be under 8.
there we go.
807.
man.
Yeah, so realistically, it looks like there's about a 4-second run to your shotgun.
Yeah.
You're going to shoot it for about 3 seconds, and then you're going to dismount it and get to the buzzer. There's very little time for error here,
It is the position that's farthest away from the buzzer, or
which
the
will be a good
button.
advantage for me because that just 320 pounds.
Yeah.
I should be able to get the old diesel spinning up real good before I get the turbo kick in. Before I hit
If
the
you
button.
timed it right, you could keep your momentum going.
Yeah. Just run
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
targets.
Or I guess a guy could run full speed, pick up the shotgun, and then shoot it on the move, and then just
Throw it back.
and then just butt stroke the stop timer.
Well, let's hope you're not faced with the elimination on shotgun, brother.
Let's hope not.
You'll be fine.
I'd like to be one of those top 2. It's pretty. We've got a
That's
salty
easier
group,
that
though.
way, right? It's
Yeah.
easier that way. I mean, just don't go to eliminator.
So realistically, if you're in the top 2, you don't shoot again to figure out who's first or second, or you don't shoot again at all.
Honestly, I have no idea how this
I think
works.
there's a shoot off.
For first and second.
Yeah, there's a whole shoot off
At the
stage
end of the night.
set up here. Did you notice that?
Well, I just didn't know this first run. If you're in the top 2 of the very first run.
Oh, in the eliminator.
No. The very first run that they did.
Oh, okay.
If you're one of the top 2 guys, you don't shoot again until you go to the shoot off. I would assume. You're safe
They're
because these
going
guys are.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
top
This is
2,
exciting.
and then
Here
the
goes
top
Jason.
2 fastest times out of the rest of the shooters will go against each other.
We're gonna. Huh. Okay. All right then. We're
That's
watching.
what I was told.
Jason Tilke here.
So he gets to the shotgun at about 3.
Oh, 822. Wow.
Yeah. So what? Yeah.
So my prediction about Keith being okay is totally wrong.
Yeah.
He's out.
He's out
Yeah.
already.
He's out.
I don't see him anywhere. He's behind us. Yeah. That's
So Reuben, I'm sorry. I was kind of concentrating on what was happening out here. Can you say the shoot off format thing?
The
again
way that
for
it
me?
was explained to me was the top 2 times out of the first run are safe.
Okay.
And then the bottom 3, I believe, will go in like we're watching, or the bottom 4 go into this eliminator stage, and then the next 2 will go in and then shoot off at the end.
I gotcha.
Selfie time here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Always selfie.
Let me take a selfie.
So back to what we were talking about earlier, guys. The format has changed. So it doesn't seem like there's as many opportunities for camaraderie amongst the shooters because they don't really have a whole lot of time to get to do that sort of like networking type thing and take meals together and everything. It's basically like you get together at 3 o'clock for practice and then.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different format.
And Keen Brown is up here.
Well, we can also talk about when he's done here. Nice makeup.
Wow,
Whoa.
8:15.
That
Man, good for
Holy
him, man.
Yeah, wow.
It's a
That's good
rhinestone
reach.
cowboy, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Super
Attaboy.
nice run, Keen.
That was a great run, wasn't
Super
it?
nice run.
He's
Oh, yeah.
representing the hardworking man.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah,
He's representing the other guys.
He's
Good
got
for
work.
him.
He's got work boots on, Wranglers, and a T-shirt.
Yeah, super genuine guy.
Yeah.
Super genuine guy.
Yeah, so back to that, I guess while we have a small break and nobody's shooting. Yeah, I mean, that Pro Series format was probably the best for camaraderie and also to see where you rank, and motivate you to go home and work harder because, the way they did it is the first squad was, the first 10 guys or 12 guys, whatever it was. As I remember, there was 15.
Right.
There was 5 squads of around 15 people or so.
Yeah.
And you were either in the, we called it the A squad, the B squad, the C squad, the D squad. And so depending on how you did the last match would be where you were going to be squad in the next match. And
Right.
So, it was always kind of a, I was in the C squad for a while, then just got bumped up to the B squad, which was interesting because some of the guys that top squad was always kind of moving a little bit, those guys back and forth. And so one of the first things I realized is from that format is, and I've taken it to major matches, is you have to shoot with people. It's best for your success to shoot with people at or above your level, because if you shoot with people that aren't at your level, you tend to kind of go down to their level or get comfortable with what you're doing.
Yeah. Totally.
Absolutely.
And you're like, oh man, I won every stage this whole match in my squad. Well,
Yeah.
we're the top 5 or 10 guys in your squad, then you're going to win the match. If it's, and it's nothing against anybody. It's just the way it works is if those are.
It's like
if
the
those are,
sled dog effect,
yeah,
right?
if those are 30 to 40 place guys, and you're winning every stage on them, you should be if you're a top 10 guy or what have you. But you're definitely not pushing yourself.
No, I can absolutely speak to that too. As coming from a non-pro perspective, you shoot a lot closer to that next level of competition if you're shooting with guys that are, above your level.
Yeah.
I've surprised myself a lot at matches where I was like, got stuck on a squad or got placed on a squad with guys that were, far above my level of skill, shooting with guys like Jesse or getting on a squad with some of the guys from the AMU. It's awesome to see what you can really push yourself to if you're not, you don't get complacent, you don't get comfortable with that level that you're at. You just push yourself and push yourself. It's pretty amazing. That mental game.
Right.
That was my experience at Nationals, at 3GS Nation Nationals this year. I was on a squad with Kalani and a bunch of other open shooters, and you got to see, like, dude, those guys push it hard.
Right.
Push it, like, super hard. And then you've got the basically the race for first through fifth place on the same squad of open shooters.
Yeah,
So as even a practical shooter, you're wanting to push harder because of watching those guys do it.
Right.
Oh,
And given the choice, I would always have my competition in my squad with me, so I can see, what's going on. Some people that might get in their head and they'd rather not do that, but the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages in that level. And it's nothing, like I said. We're all here to push. You know what I mean? From the last guy to the first guy, everybody's trying to improve. So that can really mean, I don't want the viewers to be like, oh well, we're talking about only top 5 guys or top 10 guys here. If you're you finish mid pack and you're shooting with some guys that finish in the top third, those guys push you, and then you get to their level, and then you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. That's kind of how you climb the ladder here. The very first match I went to, I was a dead 50%er, and just through pushing every time. That's the part that motivates me the most to this sport is the push.
Yeah. What's cool is you watch guys in our sport that are like at the absolute peak, and you're talking about Jerry, you're talking about Max Michel, you're talking about dudes like that.
Right.
And they're always talking about getting better. They're never like, I'm adequate. I'm just going to be adequate this year.
Sure. I mean, there's always people coming and pushing you too. I remember the first time Jerry told me, he's like, you're, at Extreme Bullets match last year, we shot open against each other, And that was my first major match win in Open against Jerry. I just remember how.
Wow.
I mean, it was a humbling experience. You know, I mean, I remember walking over to him and just. I mean, it's kind of surreal. I remember just shaking his hand, you know, and just telling him, hey, you know, I looked up to you for so long. I hope. I mean, I know it hurts getting second, but you know, it means a ton to you know, be here with you. And he's just one of the most humble competitors. You know, is just very gracious in it. But you know, I guess it just goes back to my original point of you know, there's always somebody coming to push harder, or you know, and probably outworking some of the people that get comfortable. But you're probably not going to outwork Jerry, you know, and you know, it's just an interesting. You know, you're always going to have been that guy, I guess. At some point, you were the guy who was pushing the next person, and now we're getting pushed. You know, that Josh Froelich, the guy from Minnesota. You know what? Last year at 3GS Nation Nationals, I didn't even know who that dude was, and now I've been seeing some of his Facebook stuff, and I mean, he put the stomp on Florida, and I'm interested to shoot Open against him. I'm sure you are too, Kalani.
I shot with him at Nationals, and I actually thought I lost.
Yeah, I mean, he's a beast.
But then I beat him in the last stage.
Dude, I remember sitting there at Nationals, like, I'd never once heard Josh's name.
No, me neither.
And you know, nicest dude in the world, of course, but I was just, like, fascinated, like, what am I saying here? Like, who is this guy that's, like, just smoking these stages?
Yeah, oh, yeah, it was interesting. That was such an interesting match, too, because, you know, the first time I saw his name, Kalani was first, Josh was second, I was third. And that was the first time I ever saw his name. And it was such a goofy match. You know, we only shot 5 of the 8 stages. And it was just so hard to.
Kalani and I shot them all. Did you? We never do anything half-assed.
Did you? Well, good for you guys. The way we got, the way our squatting worked out, we weren't able to, and so I ended up shooting that all shotgun stage last. And we had to leave. We got our flight moved, and so we had to leave in like 30 minutes. So I walked up there, and I had already packed all my chokes and everything, and so Lance put his like improved mod choke in or something like that, and I left my choke out of my gun. After
you ran threads?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I just told Les, I said, hey, after you're done shooting, because he was going to go first, I said, I'll grab your choke, and I'll screw it in, and I'll shoot, too. So he shoots, and he doesn't have any problems knocking.
Friendship right there.
Yeah. Sharing chokes. And so he didn't really have any problems knocking down targets, you know. And I was just kind of, you know, getting my game plan down. I grabbed my shotgun. I walked up there. And about 5 shots in, I knew what was going on. It hit me as I was shooting these targets. I'm like, and they were the close ones. The first array was pretty close, but they were going down super slow. And right then and there, I knew. I'm like, oh, this is not good. And
that was a rough stage to do that on too. Because I actually had a choke in my shotgun, and I left a bunch of targets standing.
So I left 12 or 15 targets up. Something like that.
Oh, dude!
I mean, I totally ran out of shells. I'm looking on the ground,
my gosh.
and there was actually still some loaded shells on the ground, but I didn't even pick them up because I knew what's the use? I mean, you're just going to do the same thing again. So
all right, while we were talking here, they set up a shoot-off between Scott Green and Shaun Oleksy.
There we go. We got Scott on the left and Shaun on the right.
Yep.
Shotgun first.
Come off their shotgun about the exact same time.
Scott had 2 malfunctions. Onto the rifle.
So now they're both at rifle right now.
Shaun is taking a ton of makeup shots. Scott left 2 plates up but moved on.
He's got hits on him, though.
Does he?
Yep. There's a hit on each one of those plates.
Whoa, what's going to happen here?
So this was kind of a trail of tears here.
There's a solid hit on each one of the plates on the plate rack.
Has a hit on it.
Funny story. Tommy Thacker and I went down there, and we looked at those, and we said, these are not the same 2 plate racks. And I said, Tommy, these plates on the left plate rack are leaning forward a lot further than the ones on the right.
Yeah, there's definitely hits.
That would explain.
Yeah.
And again, you can see how their hits are lowered. That's what I talked about.
That's exactly what we were talking about, overgripping. But, hey, good for Scott for calling
his hits
rather
and
than sitting there and chasing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have just saved himself.
Oh, he's walking down there. He's like, oh, dude.
That was
Rob Romero looking at it.
That was a bit of a trail of tears there. That
was ugly.
That left side.
Yeah, Scott had a shotgun malfunction and looked like he powered through it though, and didn't let it get to him.
Jacob, did you shoot the last?
And then his smoking pistol run.
Did you shoot the last pro match in Vegas?
No, that was the year before I the last year. I got in the Pro Series the next year. So.
I did the same thing. I was shooting against Aaron Reed, the fabled SEAL. Love the guy to death.
Aaron Reed.
And that happened to me, man. I was on the left-hand side, and I drew Aaron. And, dude, I think Aaron was to the pistol, and I was still on the rifle. and it was horrible. I just shot the worst I've ever shot in my life.
Yeah.
And I kind of muscled right through it, and then I beat him through the pistol.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was crazy. That's kind of what Scott did. Was that
Right. You see some people.
through.
You see some people when in this format. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody get behind or have a malfunction, and they'll kind of give up.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, there's just no time. I mean, you just should never do that. I remember.
Yeah.
It's a story that goes against me. I mean, it doesn't make me look very good, but my very first shoot off in Tulsa, my very first year, I shot against Greg Jordan. So I was the 32nd seed, and he was the first seed, so we shot against each other. And the very first run, I come out, and he has a death jam in his pistol. I mean, just locks a round in there hard.
Yeah.
Basically disassembles his pistol. I mean,
the clock.
Yeah, right. I mean, we run out to the corners and shoot rifle, and I came off the rifle pretty decent. We run to the shotgun. We came off the shotgun. He was maybe one target ahead of me in the shotgun. We get to the pistol, and they had those smaller poppers. And I don't know. I mean, I was just jacked up, I suppose, and just wasn't seeing my sight like I should. But I got hung up on like the second plate before the stop plate, and I shot that thing. I shot at it for what must be 6 or 7, 8 rounds. And I watched the video later, and I mean, literally, Greg dumps the mag out, racks, like pounds it against the thing, puts in another one. A new magazine, racks again, and shoots like ting ting, shoots the stop plate, and his stop plate falls down right underneath mine.
Oh man!
And man, I turned around and just to see the people, it was interesting because I mean, people will just—it doesn't matter really who you are when it comes to that. Like when it's close and they think somebody's gonna, like the underdog's gonna come out, you can just see the disappointment in people's face. Like oh man, there's people cheering for me. Like I was like, I can't believe people were hoping I was gonna win that one. But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you like your equipment has to be. Absolutely 100%, and it doesn't take it doesn't take much for it not to be either. A malfunction can really, really hurt you here.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it several times tonight where a malfunction is kind of taking a top guy out.
Right. I mean, even the best built guns, it doesn't take much for a malfunction to happen. You get a round that's a little wanky or something, or a magazine that's a little out of tune, or.
Yep.
Well, and also, I mean, just the amount of rounds on some of these guys' guns.
Yeah, right.
So what are you going to do when you have 12,000, 15,000 rounds on your pistol?
Right.
So it happens.
Yeah, I mean, our guns are, we obviously are, most of us are shooting some of the highest end gear there is, and some of the best built guns there are, but things wear. I mean, it's just, they're wear items. It's like like brakes on your car. You put the best brakes on there, eventually you got to put new brake pads on there. It's just the way it is,
Oh wow, dead air.
Yeah, I was
air.
just trying to think of something.
Not good.
I'm really hungry.
So
I
it
wish I had some
I'm
tacos.
really hungry.
Tacos.
We're going to
phenomenal.
steakhouse after this.
But then I was like, no, I should mention that Nick is shooting up against Nick Atkinson is shooting up against Keen Brown, which is it's going to be pretty good little matchup here. I
It's going to be
think.
cool to watch. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our Beastmaster Hunter here on the left side.
right.
Huh?
I think, does he have a blue AR magazine?
He does. I didn't want to say anything because he gave me 70 cents before this started. But 3-Gun Show not on his jersey this year. It was last year. We didn't make it back.
Well, okay, so that's a great. I don't have my new jersey yet.
Yeah?
Yeah, because we decided to run a new jersey manufacturer out of the Philippines. And so the lag time in jerseys is quite a bit. We ordered.
There's a time change.
Them right. Plus, you have the Australian.
You should have thought of that, Kalani.
Versus the.
Don't you have family down there?
I know, dude. I should have FaceTimed them. I don't know what they're thinking. But yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of new jerseys coming in.
Gotcha.
Nice.
And it just happens. One of those things.
I guess that reminds me, I'm getting mine finalized next week. I'm going to put the 3-Gun Show on there for you.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
You better get the new one, man.
Just below the belt line. No, I'm just kidding.
That's where I belong.
That's right. After he dissed me in Vegas, I'm putting him in the prime spot.
I know, dude.
man.
I can't tell you. So you met my buddy Wade Jones
when
we were at SHOT Show last year.
Sure.
I told him twice, like it was new information, that I dissed you at SHOT Show.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you remember that? Because he was there when
right,
it happened.
right.
I was like, you remember that guy? And he's like, yeah, I remember that guy. And I'm like, dude, that was fucking Betsworth. And then like I called him like a couple weeks later, and I was like getting ready to tell him, I'm like, dude, you know that guy? And he's like, Betsworth? I'm like, oh, I told you this already.
Yeah.
I still feel bad.
Nah, I don't feel bad. It was funny.
Well,
the best part
now.
was, so we were at that little, it's like a little second circle bar place. I just met some guys from Loophole. We were up there having a drink or whatever. And so I'm like, oh, when those guys get done, I'll stop back over there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a ham sandwich, And so I look over, and you guys are just turning the corner to leave. Like, you're already like, and so I was like, oh, man, I'll catch them later, And then I never.
Catch you outside.
Yeah, catch me outside.
Well, yeah, and then you had to Baylor. You weren't there for, like, the entire show or something like that,
Yeah,
so I never ran into you. And then, like, later on, I saw a picture of one of those Fiocchi things where they tag people to, like, win a Fiocchi.
Yeah.
And I saw you, and I'm like, oh,
That's
my
the
God,
guy.
that was the guy.
That's the dude.
Felt like such a
No,
douche.
it's all right.
That was a very deep, long conversation.
You guys were
Over
in it.
whiskey.
And that's
Dude, that was, man.
I could tell you guys were like in the middle of something serious.
We were
Yeah.
crying. There was
Hey,
some
I get it.
tears,
Yeah, man.
some hugs, and some.
Yeah? That was a good time.
I think Dave had his hand on my knee
Yeah.
half the time. I didn't mind it.
No, it was a doctor.
I was
Definitely,
looking for a blanket to kind of put over our laps.
All right, Nick and Keen are getting ready to go
Yeah,
here.
let's do this. It's gonna be fun.
Man, I'm excited. I don't know about you guys.
Absolutely.
Keen looks pretty chilled out.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
wow.
up there
Well,
for
he can't
about
get too
3
excited,
minutes.
man. He's in
He was
jeans.
up there for about 3 minutes while Nick was
There's
still
no
getting ready.
stretch.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, let's do this.
Yeah, he's not. He's just kind of standing there, isn't he?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, man, he's fast, though.
Yeah,
Nick's
Pulling
to the
up the
box
shotgun
just a
about
little
the
bit
same
faster.
time.
Actually, Keen got the first shotgun
Keen?
shot out.
Yep.
Well, and Keen got the last shot out, too.
Both banging away on the paint rack here. Looks
That
like
one,
Nick's
Like
going
he
to
has
get
got a
off the paint rack.
malfunction
plate
on the
twice.
rifle.
Oh, wow.
man.
Wow.
Bad time.
Yeah.
So
Man,
there's
that's a
bad
bummer.
timing.
There's been some bad juju with guns here tonight.
Yeah. And it hasn't even started raining yet.
No, watching his rifle, he might need to check his gas on that.
Yep.
That looked
Oh, really?
like it. Yeah, that
Yeah.
looked like it wasn't fully coming
Looks like they
back.
induced a double feed there. We got
It-
Keith
it
Garcia right next to us. Keith.
Keith Garcia.
Keith's sitting on the beer
Garcia,
cooler. Hopefully he can pass one of those over.
How you doing, Keith? You all right? What
up,
happened with your
Keith?
pistol? Can you tell us? Double feed?
Keith is taking his seat on the Vortex Optics Yeti cooler.
Thanks, buddy. Steve Lee, dude that lent me a sweet PCC, is right here.
That's awesome.
They think I'm crazy for using a borrowed gun in a match.
Oh, that's stupid.
Well, you never told me it was Stephen Lee's gun. That's fine, dude.
They said they think I'm crazy for using a borrowed gun in a match.
Hey-o.
He does got a
Hey-o.
point.
Everything's fine.
Hey,
So a little,
I never said it was
little-
crazy.
Was
I
it-
think it's a good idea. In
Zero
fact,
by Hayes?
I encourage it.
Okay, it was zero. Oh,
It's going to be fun, man.
it's fine then.
It's
probably
always
got the 400
nice
yards.
to
We're
introduce
good.
another aspect of a challenge into the equation.
I got to say, so I've
Don't
never
shoot your own guns.
I've never I've never shot PCC before. I had one practice session last weekend where I learned that my ammunition does run in Steve's gun.
There you go. That's
So that was a good thing, right?
Yeah.
I still don't know what pistol I'm shooting tomorrow, so that's where I'm at.
I can offer you a Glock 26 or a, it's got a
It's got Vortex iron sights on it.
Sweet. Sounds good. Hey, but I'm here, so that's
yeah, totally.
Reuben, you guys are exploding lately. Awesome Facebook, social media presence. It's
We've thanks, man. We
I'll give
appreciate
you
that.
a little plug from
Yeah.
the loophole guy
Appreciate
himself. Vortex is still one of the best companies around too. So I
Appreciate
I heard you
that.
picked up some new shooters for 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for
Do you
you.
know anything about those guys?
yeah.
So
You know,
we're
they're-
super excited to have Kalani on the team this year.
Their moral character is clearly in question. Their shooting ability is not, luckily. So
Yes.
I got to say, I rolled up on the Cobalt booth with Kalani in a Vortex hat. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to talk to this Reuben guy.
yeah.
he hangs out with
yeah.
some shady people.
No, on the
Shady.
social media side of things, I mean, we've one thing that the company has done is we put some resources into it. We want to make it, to quote one of our owners, to put the U back in YouTube and make our social media, make our marketing about our customers, and just keep down that path. It's a pretty simple equation when you think about it, and
Yeah, for sure.
it's super awesome being out with people. I think
Sure.
that's one thing that you're going to see a lot from us this year is whether it be a match or whether it just be out doing a hog hunt with the average Joe. We want to make our customers really know that they're appreciated and valued. So, and
I think one thing for sure that I will also plug my sponsor Loophole with this, but Vortex as well. Both these companies just have some really great Americans working there. And,
Yeah.
just big supporters of what we're doing, big supporters of 3-gun, the shooting sports, and just good people to be around, people that you want to hang out with outside of the match, you know. And that was what was important to me when I was coming up in this sport too, is finding people that I wanted to represent both their product, but also
the people too.
The people really. I'm a big people person, you know, and so you know, if I couldn't represent the people of the company, I didn't want to really necessarily represent them either.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And,
dude, I'll be honest. The 3-gun show up to this point has been entirely self-funded,
Right.
funded by Dave, right? And the generous people that use affiliate links, buy T-shirts and stuff like that.
Sure.
Not a rich man, obviously.
Right.
But I'm literally like a thousandaire.
Yeah, right.
Me too. What? In 3-gun? You're not rich because of 3-gun?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
But
So when are you coming out with your new shirt?
dude, new shirts are for sale.
Oh,
Nice.
I haven't seen them.
3gunshow.com/merch, MERCH.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where you can buy them. But I'm sorry, to finish that thought, recently did pick up the first sponsor for the 3-gun show.
Nice.
It's Armalite Rifles.
Awesome.
And it is exactly the reason that you said. It's because of good people. So
Right.
there's been,
Yeah.
offers in the past that have not been, with people that you would trust.
Right.
And so just, said thank you, but no thank you.
Right.
And so.
And that's one of the
It's-
things that I think most people sitting at this table who have sponsors, most of us have had the same sponsors for quite a long time, or a base of sponsorship for a long time. And that says something to me. I'm not one of those people that, there's been times where an offer would come along that's a little better than the, this or that monetarily wise for me, but it's not good for what I think the brand should be,
And who you are as a shooter.
Right. And
Well,
and
that's a
realistically-
good point. So it's something we've talked about before, Reuben, is, tell me who you run with and I'll tell you who you are.
Right,
so
right,
who do
yeah.
you want to be associated with?
Right. And realistically, I think this is where some shooters, people are always, how do I get sponsored and those kind of things. There's actually did a podcast on this, but you're talking about sponsorship and those kind of things. Like, people need to realize that you are a brand, your person and who you are is also a brand, Dave Hartman is a brand, Kalani's a brand, obviously everybody thinks of a company as a brand, but what you do as a shooter is a brand as well.
Absolutely.
And then what company wants to be associated with you is because of what you're doing out there,
Absolutely.
Does this mean I'm associated with Keith Garcia?
That's probably,
Yeah.
shoot, huh?
Sadly,
And Rick.
Rick and Rick.
The guy who posts selfies of himself in the shower.
It is true.
Well, did you see the one that I put up today?
No.
Well, so he did that one of the selfie in the shower, and I'm like, God, this looks exactly like what we saw last year at the 3-gun Nation Southwestern Regional.
Hey, is it
because we
best
got
to-
rained out
is
too.
it best-
So Keith and I are sitting in my
That's the
pickup
wrong
truck,
guys.
and Rick comes up, it's dumping rain outside. And he's like, "Hey guys, just getting ready to walk through some
got it.
stages, just dumping rain on it." And it looked exactly like him in the
That's
shower.
funny.
So freaking hilarious! Like Rick is just a nutball.
One of the greatest things, which is kind of funny when I talk about rain, it's probably pretty poetic because tomorrow and the next day are going to be full of it. But
I don't know if it's poetic.
yeah, well, this is kind of funny. I remember we were at Blue Ridge one year, and I just started shooting. I was shooting with Lance Dingler, who's now my teammate. And
I know that guy.
Super good guy.
Yeah, great dude. And
Yeah.
so we're about to shoot this the bathhouse stage at Blue Ridge, which you got to climb up like a story and a half, get on top, and it is pouring rain. And I'm complaining, and I'll be the first to admit it. I'm like, this is stupid, man. It's 40 degrees outside and it's raining, and Lance gets up there and he shoots, and he literally gets a stage win in the worst conditions.
No kidding.
And he comes off the stage and he walks back, and I'm like, dude, how did you do that? Like, it's raining like cats and dogs. This sucks. And he's like, I love the rain. It's like, I am the rain. It's like every time it rains, people are thinking about the rain. I'm thinking about shooting, and I'll always remember that because like when the conditions are bad and people are complaining, now I'm very conscious of like, you know what? Who cares? Like,
Oh yeah.
because if it's raining, everybody's shooting in the rain, right? So if you're complaining about the rain, you're not thinking about what you should be thinking about, which is going to kick some butt. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Adam Maxwell was just on the show here, and he was talking about how. Let's see if I can get a high five.
Nope, they just passed you on
So,
by.
Adam
They saw
Maxwell-
you,
Why don't you
but they
catch me
turned it down.
outside?
It's just she's like, catch me outside.
Why don't you catch me outside?
How about that?
So,
That was too close.
Yeah.
so Adam was talking about how the guys in the north. He's from Minnesota.
Right.
So they're a little robust because
Right.
they want to shoot, and they only have 2.1 months out of the year where they can
No
shoot
doubt.
where it's nice weather.
Jeez.
I mean,
So-
I'm from Nebraska. Reuben's from
Minnesota.
Minnesota. We've got some guys from the Wisconsin area. It's like literally, if you want to shoot
Yeah.
and get good, you're just going to have to suck it up.
Well,
That's all there is to it.
So that's what Adam was saying is like, when all these guys are complaining because they just came from Phoenix and
Life's tough.
and Austin, and they're
When you
complaining.
can catch me outside any time because
I live there.
Because it's 80.
and they're complaining
You
about
can catch me looking outside through the window. Like, it's cold.
got my air conditioning on. Anyway, they're complaining about the weather. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm just in my moment, and I'm going to perform better because I'm used to this.
It's
and
really
this is
true,
how we
though.
shoot.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it only matters if it matters. Is really the way I look at it. Like, you just shouldn't care about it. Do you even own a furnace, Kalani?
I don't know what that means.
Do they put those in houses out in Phoenix?
I
Serious
don't know
question.
what a furnace is.
Serious question.
I have
was
a heater.
surprised.
A heater, like a space heater or something?
It's something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like isn't it a blanket? That's called a
Yeah,
heater.
there you
Oh, hey, there's people shooting.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the
Scott
finale.
Green and Nick Atkinson.
Run number 2. They're on the same side. They didn't have to switch sides this time, looks like.
No, they totally switched sides.
This
Oh,
is
they did?
different. It's not
Oh,
fluent.
Scott is having
Another
mouth after
malfunction.
mouth
Oh
after
my
mouth.
gosh.
That is super unfortunate.
Man.
There
That
you
is
go.
a bolt action shotgun right there.
Oh.
Holy cow.
That's hard to watch.
Yeah, that is tough. Man.
So this
So
is the
Nick
first.
just
So
put it
the first round of shoot-offs, I just found out from Keith, was just one. It wasn't 2 or 3. I thought it was.
Okay.
So now this is the finale, and it is best 2 of 3.
Can we get
And then I don't
can
know
we get
if
Scott a different
somebody-
shotgun?
I don't know.
Well, it's over now, so no.
I got a
we
distant
can't.
arms.
Best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, they just got 2. That was just. Didn't Nick just
That
get
was
2 in a
one.
row?
No, that was the first one.
This was their first
Because
round.
both of them were on the left,
Oh,
and now
okay.
Nick's on the right. And I don't know who's the highest ranked or who's the higher ranked. Actually, I guess Scott would be the higher ranked. So
Yeah.
he chose the left, which
Yeah.
I would.
So some of these guys like Scott, he qualified for this from nationals last year. Is
Yep.
that right?
Yep.
Funny story about that. So nationals, I don't know why I got sideways on this, but I'm flying home from nationals, and I was like, oh man, after doing the shoot off and stuff out there, I thought to myself for some reason, I was like, oh man, I got eliminated on the second round of shoot offs. I'm like, I wonder if I qualified for the Pro Series then. And so I text Chad. I'm like, hey, I called him and he didn't answer. And so I text him like, hey man, can you call me ASAP or whatever? And somehow in the next 5 minutes I realized, oh, you dummy, if you qualified for the final 16, you're automatically in. So then I was like, never mind. But I've been out of the qualification game too, because that's a thing when you have to go, you're in the bottom, in that bottom level of the next spots, and then you go back and have to shoot another match to go qualify again. That's just another added level of pressure that these guys are dealing with. So
Going back to the cold weather thing, I want.
If you're going to get a beer, step to your left and don't grab a beer because you're on camera and it's live. I saw you eyeballing that thing.
But hey, Kyle, when
Oh
you
my
when
gosh.
you reach in there, grab me one too.
if it isn't Kyle, I don't have a soul. What's up, man?
I'm sorry, Reuben, you're going to say something?
I was
I was-
serious about that. Would you grab me one?
I was just going to say about the
Thanks,
cold
brother.
weather. I think
Cool. Thank you
like
very much.
it's an advantage and it's a disadvantage, right? You get less
Yeah.
time out shooting. You don't shoot as much as you do,
No,
you
you
know,
just-
in the cold as you do in the nicer weather. But I did notice late season it helps too. So it helps here because we got 4 inches of snow yesterday back home and we're still getting out and shooting. But late season, me and Adam actually went down to Hard as Hell. We met up with you there.
Yeah, that was fun.
And we had, that was December 5th, and we already had snow on the ground back home, and, we went and shot in 40 and 50 degree weather. So, I mean, we
remember
were
thinking,
used to
how
that as
cold
well,
that
and a lot of people were sitting in their
Yeah,
trucks
do you guys wear gloves when you shoot in 40?
Nah,
No.
just on and off a little bit. Tell you what we do
Dude,
is, I don't know
hey,
about
how
you,
about
but
this? He's wearing shorts right now, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
cuddled
Bets,
up-
you
I'm
usually wear
freezing.
shorts too,
yeah,
so
I always do. So if it's 40 and sunny, I'm shooting. If I'm training hard
Yeah.
for something, if it's sunny and in 40, I'm definitely shooting.
Dude, in Colorado, it can be 40 and sunny, and it is a nice day.
Right.
Here in Texas,
Yeah.
it can be like
The
50
humidity
and
is-
sunny.
the wind, right?
And
or
it's-
something. Or?
It's
It's
humidity.
humidity.
Oh, it's humidity.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I never understood
Yeah.
it, never believed it. I thought it was all BS
Yep.
until now. I've been here since December, and it's weird.
Yep.
But, dude, I tell you what. So, speaking of training, you watched, Josh and some of the videos that he's been putting up. Dude, has been dry firing his butt off, right?
Sure, right.
Talk to all the people in Texas here who have monthly matches year-round,
Right.
except for in July when it's too hot to shoot,
Right.
and ask them about dry fire. Dry fire? Why would I dry fire? I just
Right.
go to my backyard and shoot.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And so what's happening now in Omaha, which is pretty interesting, is it's a big enough metropolitan area where we have some indoor shooting ranges, and they're starting to do weekly like USPSA matches. And so
Cool.
now with PCC, you can go shoot 2 guns in these weekly matches indoors.
Yeah.
So you can shoot a pistol and your PCC gun, which gets you a little bit of long gun training
Yep.
too. But you can shoot basically no matter what, and so
Yeah.
that's kind of a nice, I mean, basically they set up like 2 big stages on the indoor, like 4 or 6 bay area, and then you shoot them twice, different variations.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Back home is that's really your only. You can get out and do long range, or you can get out and do drills, but to actually get out and do some form of action shooting is indoor pistol league with
Right.
PCC, and it does help.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's a different thing for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys, they're getting ready for the
Round 2.
round 2.
Round 2, baby.
Let's hope.
Well,
Scott
let's just
puts
hope
some,
for no malfunctions.
I want a
for
clean
either
run
side.
here.
That's horrible.
Right.
Get it, guys. These dudes are fast to their guns for sure. Oh, man. Clean run for
Clean.
Scott.
There we go. It's tied.
Picking up the, definitely tied.
They're like,
Oh, Scott's off the rifle
Yep.
first.
yep.
And
A little hesitation coming off there. Oh, man.
Oh!
Scott
Wow.
won that one.
drops it
Holy
just by
second.
a second.
cow.
Yep, that was crazy.
Man, it just came under the other plate, too. I
Yeah.
love it
So-
when it comes down that close.
And you know
It's
They
what-
were
so much
falling
fun.
at the same time for sure.
And Nick's a buddy of mine. I don't really know Scott, but I got to give some props to him right now. I tell you what.
So handsome.
Nothing.
Oh, something else?
No, that was something else. Nothing gets in your head worse than your first run in your
Yeah.
gun
Yeah.
malfunctions.
Yeah.
And when you go up to the second time to go, it's
And
going to
you're
count.
worried. Yeah, you're worried
about it.
Exactly. And you get a little hesitant. And so I think what you saw there was a little bit of what I saw was probably a combination of things. He picks up his gun, gets on his first target, and then starts shooting.
Yeah.
That's actually twofold. Probably the first fold is he's got a little hesitation with his gun, so he's going to make sure it's mounted perfectly and right behind him.
Yep.
But the second thing is in these big arrays, especially this pistol array, and something I'm going to focus on tomorrow is if you just yank up your pistol and start shooting before you actually get a very good sight picture for that first target, that first sight picture is actually the one that matters. The rest of them,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that they don't matter, but they don't matter as much.
Yeah, you're right.
If you pull up and get a good sight picture of that first target, and then start letting it rip, and again, you kind of go from 50%, 75, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90
Yeah.
all the way across, you're much better shape than if you yank up your gun and shoot 3 shots at the first target. You automatically feel behind. You're trying to play catch up, and so that's one of the things that I try to tell myself in the shoot-off is, in these kind of shoot-offs is, pick up the gun, mount it, get that first perfect sight picture, let the gun recoil like it's supposed to, and from there on, let it roll off from there. But if you start too fast, it's like spinning your tires off the line in a drag race. You're never going to catch back up again. So.
Kalani was talking about grip being very important off that first.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
first
we were
gun.
talking about with Shaun earlier that if you watch Jerry shoot, he does take his time
He
when
absolutely
he comes
does.
to an array.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, with an array like this where there's 10 pistol shots,
Right.
you should take that extra second. Where
Sure.
like someone like me, sometimes I'm an idiot,
Yeah,
and,
right.
and I'm shooting from the holster.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
I present the gun.
Right. The funny thing is, too, is like it feels like a second, but really, realistically, in actual time, if you time it, the difference between yanking your gun up and pulling a shot and getting a perfect grip and a perfect sight picture is probably 0.2 of a second.
Yeah.
It feels
Feels
like
forever.
It does. It really feels like an eternity when you're in the moment, but it really isn't an eternity, and it's completely worth it.
Which,
you know?
which
I mean,
you, got,
watch-
you got the initial bounce.
Yeah.
So the problem
Right.
is that when it first comes up, you want to go bang, but you should actually have that little bounce and then
Right.
let it bounce, and then on that
Let your
first
gun
bounce,
settle.
it's right there.
Yep.
Then
Right.
you go.
And then once you
watch
start,
watch Daniel come, up to a stage where he's having a problem with a pistol target. He literally dismounts, regrips, and goes back, and
Yep.
and
Then
you
just
see him
and
just speed
full-
back
full
up.
reload.
Yeah.
right, it's like resetting your computer. I mean,
Yep.
that's really
Yeah.
what it is. And a great point, talking about Jerry, too. I mean, I shot several major matches with Jerry last year. I don't think I've ever seen somebody pick up a gun so aggressively and then slow down for just a second.
Yep.
And then when he grounds a gun, and nothing against Jerry, but he's shooting a $500 Smith & Wesson, right? He'll put that thing in there like a $10,000 gold-plated pistol, man. Like, he just sets it in there. Same thing with his shotgun. Same thing with his rifle. And, like, I'm just like, pah, big
It's
Yeah.
like half of us just drop it.
Yeah, right.
We make sure that it's
Yeah.
going to fall in that big old
Right,
bucket.
like I'm just like beast mode. Like I spear that thing. And then one time he tells me, he goes, Betsworth, he's like, long range, no matter what. And I learned a lot from Jerry. He's like, but he's like, you do everything just like 110%. Like you ground a gun and you're mad at it. And I said, well, Jerry, when you like place the gun in the dump barrel, I'm like, why do you do that? He's like, well, first of all, I got one that I really like, and I want to shoot it all year. So I'm not gonna grenade it into every barrel. He's like, I'll give up that half second.
That's so Jerry.
It really is.
It really is.
Big picture.
Right,
Big picture.
right.
Yeah, right?
I mean, I guess that's what 40
everything,
does.
though.
40 years of experience.
Doesn't he keep all his primers and reloading into his shotgun shells for like crow, and he shoots crows or something with it?
Oh, probably.
I mean, dude, that's ridiculous.
So
I
last
think
year,
Jerry's whole thing got started with shooting a revolver because it didn't, eject the case out into the water.
right.
Literally.
I mean, seriously, the guys.
Ask
yeah.
Jerry about how he got started shooting revolvers.
it
He
really
said,
is.
"I'll
right
switch
now,
because
man. When I'm loading my magazines and
That's amazing.
and a round falls on the ground, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Dude.
I'll just grab another one out of the box
Right,
because
right.
I'm not gonna bend over and pick
Right,
that up
right.
in the dirt, dude.
Oh my God!
yeah, Jerry's
dude.
literally one of the best revolver shooters in history
Oh, he is the
because
best. All right, they're lining up here,
the
guys.
revolver didn't, eject the case out into the water.
Huh,
All right, so
amazing.
same side. They didn't switch sides
Yep.
at all, and they're lined back up here again. This is the one that matters.
Yep.
They're both very fast out of the box.
Yeah,
They get to
for
the shotgun
sure.
almost exactly the same time.
Oh, Nick, a little faster off the shotgun.
Nick's pushing hard right here.
Yep.
The rifle is they
Wow.
are dead
Both
set.
coming off the
rifle at the
same
All
time.
the pistol right here.
Wow. Gets it. Oh
Wow.
my God! Both comes
Picture
down to the
perfect finish
pistol,
again.
and they're both great pistol
Jeez.
shooters.
So here's something that needs to be spoke on, I think, in this point is they didn't switch sides, and I don't know if that was their choice or not. But both being right-handed shooters, I don't know about you, Kalani, but you're right-handed?
Yeah.
I'm always going to want to shoot on the left side and shoot myself right, always. And so it's Scott, right?
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, the
Scott
guy that
shoots-
won.
Yeah, the guy that won. I'm sorry, but
No,
so
that's
he,
okay.
he shoots. He shot left to right both times. And Nick, what he decided to do is he also decided to shoot left to right, but he has to shoot that closest target to the stop plate all the way to the right side,
Yep.
and then make that big transition back.
Yeah.
So he made a choice to say, I'm going to be faster shooting left to right on these big targets, and I'm going to eat that big transition.
Yeah.
But I think it hurt him a little bit there. So man, talk
Oh,
about,
it did. It did hurt. It's all right,
How about that? Here he comes. He walks off. First thing he says, "How about that left lane?" So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So we were just talking about that, Nick. The big transition.
Well,
your last.
If you
your
shot
last
better, if you shot better in the beginning, you would have got the left lane.
Yeah.
I know, my bad.
Sure, you ask him about giving Green the ammo so his shotgun would run.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you want to know, Dave?
No, I mean, we talked about this before. We talked about it the last 2 years, that being the right lane is always going to be a disadvantage for the pistol shooter.
Right.
I mean, we talked about it before.
And the righty, and if you're right-handed, if you're right-handed and you have to, the shotgun's not a disadvantage, but whenever you're going to the other guns, you actually have to run past the gun to pick it up.
Yes.
You know.
No,
so.
it's always it's the reason why. I mean, Dave, we talked about it last year where in the beginning the top seed always got the pick and they always picked the left
Always picked the
lane.
left, yeah.
And that went for 2 years until finally 3GN said, "Oh, let's just always give the top seed left lane because the shooters know what's going
Yeah.
on."
Yep.
So the
And
top
it-
shooters always took.
And if you
chose
watch
the
that
left
first
lane.
run, his shotgun malfunctioned, so I was way ahead. So I shot it right to left on the pistol, just to get a feel, and
Yeah.
it didn't feel good.
No,
so
it
then
doesn't.
the next
It
two runs,
won't. And it
well,
won't
then-
in the dark.
and then the
either.
next two runs, I was I think even going into the pistol on the second run, and then behind going to the pistol on the third run. And so I knew I needed to make up time, so I shot left to right because that's where I'm comfortable. And that
Yeah.
big transition is what. If that first shot had connected when I was, but dude, I could have just as easily hit his target. I was sweeping back
Sure.
so fast.
Yeah.
And
it's a big.
well,
transition.
and it was
big
like I just
transition.
had to time it, like as it's coming across and rip it off, and it didn't hit. So I think I shot. It was just like a ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, So whatever.
Well, but let's all acknowledge the fact that Nick did the right thing. Scott's gun wasn't running. He didn't have high base shells.
Yep.
Nick went to his truck after the first run, gave him a box of shells.
No
and,
way, Nick.
Yep.
And that actually allowed him to shoot
Actually,
and his gun
good for you,
function. And,
I actually
and
offered him Keith's shotgun before I did that, and he said no. I don't want to shoot Keith's busted ass shotgun. Actually, no. Keith's shotgun runs good, but he said
it was running better than Scott's.
Yeah. He said, I think I'm running too light of shells, and it's a little cooler out here. So I
Yeah.
said, I got some
Yep.
1190s, and he said, that might work, and I guess it did. Too well.
That's right,
Dude,
brother.
Nick,
You did,
That
man.
goes
uh,
to speak to the character of the people in the game. It's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Good on you, man. Like,
if you're not, and dude, I'm not gonna like want to beat somebody just sitting there with their guns malfunctioning constantly.
But it's a lot easier that way.
Everybody cringes.
Right? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
He had a pump action there for a while.
Yeah.
And it makes it not as sporty.
So, I'm gonna load up. See y'all later. See
Okay,
y'all tomorrow.
sounds
Time
good.
for,
Thanks,
time
Nick.
for a beer.
All right, Dave, I'm going to head out.
Reuben,
My
thank you
crew's
so
ready
much,
to
man.
go. We shoot in the morning, so thanks again, brother.
Yeah, thank you. What am I doing with that cooler?
You got room for it in your truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it with you.
Okay.
Are you doing this again tomorrow?
Yep.
Perfect, yeah.
We'll be here.
Sounds
It'll be
good.
a little bit colder. We're going to put some more clothes on.
Thanks
I'll be
again,
here.
guys.
Kalani, do you have a couple minutes, man?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do a post-game breakdown.
Sure.
Reuben, thank you so much, man.
I got to do like 4 minutes. I got to work somehow.
We're working it out here. We're working now.
All right, so
So let's talk about what happened, guys.
I think there's a lot that happened.
A lot happened.
So
There's definitely
this
some
is-
stuff that needs to be spoken to here, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
Just we don't want to just close this down and let people
No, we
wonder what
wanna-
happened here.
We want to give like a little wrap up, something good for the audience to take away. Man, I don't even know where to start.
I think the logical place to start is sitting here all night and watching this happen. Is we saw a lot of gun malfunctions, both ammo, mostly ammo related, of course. Which
yeah, well, exactly. And also, I mean, for me, coming from Arizona and Texas are kind of similar, where you have a huge, drastic temperature drop. Because in Arizona, we have a 40-degree temperature drop.
Right.
And it went from I was sweating and, wanting sunscreen this afternoon to, put on my jacket and wishing I had a beanie.
Right.
And I saw with Keen, was it?
Yep,
Was
Keen.
it? Okay. He had a rifle malfunction, which I assumed
Looked
it was
gas-related,
probably gas
is what you
related.
said.
Right.
And then we had Scott with his low base, shot shells.
Yep.
I mean, those are huge factors that you got to, factor in. And for anybody coming into the sport, especially nowadays, in the era of lightweight guns, lightweight components,
Sure.
there's all this movement towards all this lightweight stuff,
Right.
And being right there on the line, on the edge, trying to duplicate the pros' guns. That you got to realize that. I mean, for me, when I adjust my gun, when I get ready for the season, I do it at the hottest temperature. I do it at the the coldest temperature.
Yep.
I do it at the dirtiest.
Dirtiest for sure.
Dirtiest for sure.
Really?
And with my oldest
after
magazines.
That, exactly. I do it.
I'm sorry, with your oldest what?
With my oldest magazines, my weakest ammo, like
weakest
my
ammo.
yeah.
And then after all that's done, after my rifle's tuned, I adjust the gas even more.
Yep, I do
I
too.
mean, you always do it because these guys want to race hot rods out here, but in the end, you need something that's reliable and
it has to go
that's
bang
gonna work
every time.
Every
Yeah.
time.
The perceived,
That's like number one.
We've learned that.
Right.
Oh yeah, so I've learned it several times. It's a hard lesson to learn, and it's one of those things like you don't know till you know.
Yeah.
But when I tune a gun, I'll go out when it's 30 degrees. I'll shoot 50 grain VMAX from Fiocchi, very lightweight.
It's very light.
Shoots awesome. I mean, just super accurate. But if the gun will run that when it's 30 degrees and dirty, it'll run everything. Now, when I'm shooting my 77 grain or 69 grain stuff, is it a little heavier?
Sure.
I mean, sure, it's 2 clicks up on the gas block.
But your position's different.
Right. It doesn't
When you shoot
right,
69s
right.
and 77s, it's different
It
from
doesn't
when you shoot
matter.
50s.
It doesn't matter. I just want a gun that's going to run all the time. And same thing with shotgun. There's this push towards some of these shotgun companies, the ammunition companies, are making this super low recoil, like 980 feet per second, 1 ounce loads. And I've
For
never
shotguns?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anybody win a match or win a shoot off because they're like walk off the stage and be like, yeah, you know what? I had this awesome, sub 1,000 feet per second, 1 ounce load. It just doesn't work that way. You have to, like you said, you take it to the edge, know what the edge is, and then I always bump it up 2 levels above the edge because that first level is where most people bump it to. I'll bump it up 1 more level. And heck, my PWS gun, my PWS rifle, I'm shooting a piston gun.
Yeah.
But I'll turn it down. I'll turn it down as low as I can and shoot it. And most of the time, I find the lowest setting. At times, won't run the super lightweight stuff because it's made for like super high military grade. Like,
M193.
Yeah. So I'll bump it up. I'll bump it up 1 level above that, and then people will be like, "Oh, you're shooting a piston gun." Like, doesn't it recoil more? Like, you know what? It always recoils because you know why? It always goes bang.
Yeah.
Because when I pull the trigger. The gun goes bang. It never not recoils. That's all I hear. And as long as the recoil, and Kalani can speak to this too, I don't really care if the gun recoils as long as it's not crazy. I don't care if it recoils as long as it recoils consistently. And once you can get it
and
to
it comes back to the same
spot. And once I can do that,
doesn't matter.
I could care less if my pistol, if I pull the trigger, if it goes up and to the right, over, and back down. If it's back down again before I'm ready to pull the trigger again, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So I don't really care. I mean, as long as I can track it and make sure it works. And so that's probably the first thing we should speak to here is like, it's never worth it especially for these guys coming up. Like, it's never worth it to run things at the edge. And I think that as you get higher and higher in competition, sometimes you're
Tempted.
Yeah, you're tempted to really push those limits. And you see the guys out here that aren't pushing those limits, their guns are running all the time. The other thing I think we should speak to is, and it's pretty amazing, is we're to the level of this sport now where tenths of a second matter.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a stop plate down and then like 5 seconds later somebody else shoots it down. When you see that happen, it's because of a gun malfunction. But when you see these guys, when both guys' guns and all three of their guns run, their stop plates falling on top of each other
Twice.
right?
Yep. 2 out of 3 times.
And so that speaks to the level of
The first time was a ton of malfunctions,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Not the first time. The second and third round were both,
Yes.
but
But the first
the first one was a runaway by Nick because
it was bolt
Scott
action
had,
shotgun, right?
Yeah,
Right.
malfunction.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm shooting against Kalani, we're shooting open against each other in a match. I'm sure Kalani can speak to this too, but I really mean this when I say this. I hope his guns run 100%.
Yeah.
And I hope my guns run 100%.
Yeah.
So that at the end of the day, we can say, hey, you shot 100 and I shot 98, or I shot 100 and you shot 98.
Yeah.
And so we know where we're going to go back and
I got to say, for me, I hope to someday get to that point where I think
Yeah.
that same thing. Like
And that
right now,
speaks-
I'm begging for malfunctions.
Yeah.
on other
Well, no, it's true. It's true, dude. So do I. But I mean, right now, I mean, me and Jacob have been around so long that we know
Right.
that there's 20 guys out there that can kick our
Yeah.
ass. Okay,
Yeah.
and so that when we do win or when we do, finish good, it's because of us.
Yeah.
I want to
And-
know that it's not because if I beat Kalani, I don't want Kalani to come over and be like, man, my shotgun grenaded or my pistol grenaded, and I gave up 50 seconds on the stage. It's like, man, there's nothing worse than that because at Nationals, a great
kind of takes
example.
away the win, right?
Yeah, I mean, at Nationals is a perfect example. I mean, all I had to do was just screw a choke in my gun, and that's my fault. There's nobody else to put it on. Mental mistakes mean just as much as a gun malfunction.
Yep.
Yeah.
My mental mistake is on me, but it would have been nice to know. Screw a choke in that gun. Then
Sure.
it would have been nice to know, like, man, because we were butting heads, man, the whole time.
Yeah. It was
Like,
ugly.
hey, man, how did you shoot that stage? Oh, I shot in this. Oh, man, I
It
shot
was
in this.
tight. It was tight.
and
And that's what it's going to be with top level shooters.
Right.
I
You're
mean,
never going to be like,
it's
oh, man, I'm 10% ahead of you. Like, no, you're not. It's
No.
I mean, it's not that way.
No, it's
Right.
about a second and a half, and you're like, oh
Right.
my goodness, man! I hope I don't trip on this next stage.
Right. And like,
Pretty much.
I always want a match to be decided in the last stage. That's kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's the epitome of the sport. Like, it's kind of what we're looking for is to shoot against guys. And realistically, and I've said this before too, there is not another sport. If you're listening to this podcast, there is not another sport where you can go out and shoulder to shoulder with the best people in the industry, the best shooters in the industry, and see how you stack up. If I want to be in the NBA, I can't go play a pickup game with Michael Jordan tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But tomorrow I could be in a squad with Kalani Laker and shoot
Yep.
against him, and he could
If
give
you
me
if you register in time
right.
and he doesn't jump squats.
Yeah. But I mean, realistically, we could be loading mags. We could be loading mags together, and he could be giving me
Yeah.
tips, and we could be shooting together. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this sport. And I try to never forget that coming from a guy. We were all in T-shirts
Yeah.
at one point,
Yep. I was.
We all looked around. There's guys here in T-shirts watching this, like, wow, this is so cool. But the
King
real
Brown's up there in a T-shirt,
but,
man.
but the reality of it is you can sit in a lawn chair right here and watch this, and in 20 minutes you can go have a steak dinner or have a drink with
Yeah.
somebody who just shot this whole thing. And that's
Well,
one of the coolest things about this sport.
So
is,
let's take that a step further, Jacob. How about the fact that two guys that you'd never heard of,
right.
or maybe had heard of, but you're like, oh, that's a guy in a couple years he'll be good.
Yeah.
Gave a freaking run
Sure.
tonight, right?
Yeah. I mean, he had Nick on his heels right there. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and Keen as well.
Sure.
And so let's talk about that for a minute. Like, what do you guys see from like the air quotes like next generation?
Well,
This is a completely different format than has been the tradition for 3-gun.
Well, if you want to be nice, then Jake can go first. Otherwise, if you want the reality, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I'll go first.
Let's hear it.
I think that this format is a little watered down, so
Mm-hmm.
I think it does. I think it does open the door for more competitors to come into the
sport.
spotlight
Sure.
of the Pro Series,
Right.
Because these same guys, over the course of the next 8 stages that will be shot here, will not be top 8. It's just not going to happen. We saw it at Nationals, and we're going to see it here today. And I'm pretty sure. I bet we saw it in Florida too.
Right.
I haven't looked.
Would
Whatever.
you be willing to put 70 cents on it?
Yeah.
I'll put Jacob 70 cents on that.
No, he's right.
Because I was wrong with Keith. I mean, but again, I don't want to downplay
No.
everybody's skills,
Understand.
okay? Because again, I shot with Scott. Scott is sick, and he won tonight. Okay,
Yep.
he based his whole training and his whole shooting philosophy is based upon fundamentals.
Yes.
And the way 3GNs has set up the new Pro Series is based upon fundamentals.
Right.
There's very little speed. It's all
There's no
fundamentals.
planning.
No. Yeah. It's not the same. It's not the same way that me and Jacob grew up at all.
Right.
It's totally different.
I mean,
So if this was based over 5 stages,
Right.
you're going to see the same 10, 12 guys in the top 8 every time.
and what he brings up
Because
is a great
Kareem rises
point.
to the top.
We watched this happen. Kalani and I,
Yeah, dude, I've seen it happen since 2012.
Kalani says this, and he speaks the truth about this because of, I think we can both remember this when it happened. Daniel Horner, like 2013, this is when we're shooting 5 Pro Series matches at Tulsa. And first stage, Daniel comes out of the match and he's shooting a Versamax, and something happens with it. It was like a pretty well-known malfunction. I can't remember what the firing pin doesn't come forward enough, whatever it is. And I mean, he takes like,
It was at least a 20 or 30
no,
second
yeah,
jam.
it was like at least that,
ridiculous.
and
Yeah.
basically he has to dump his shotgun. There's no other alternatives. It's the last gun. The other 2 guns are in a barrel back here, and you can see a look on his face like he racks the gun up, fixes it, click,
Yep.
racks it up, fixes it, click, racks it up, fixes it again. He looks at the target like he's going to try to shoot again, and he just looks at the RO and is like, just take my gun, get it out of my face, right? So they're like, oh man, Horner's was the favorite to win this whole match, and now look what happened. I think I have it saved at home still.
Yeah.
And Chad's Chad's talking like he's done, and I'm not. It's the first stage. I'm not kidding you. There's 4 stages left, and this dude puts on the afterburners and wins the entire match.
No shit.
And wins it by like I want to say around 10 seconds.
Yeah, about
which
10.
is just a monstrosity. He would have never won that. He actually won that match by more than he had won the previous 2 matches against the second place person. The disparity there was even bigger. He dug in and persevered.
He had like hate and anger in his heart.
Right. And
he was more aggressive. Instead,
Right.
Yeah.
And so what it goes down to is it's just like a major match. Those were just like major matches where you can have a blip in a major match and still come back and win.
Yeah.
Here you have a blip, you're done. Yeah. And so you see Keith Garcia taken out in the first stage of this match, right?
Yeah.
He's done.
We saw that 2 years ago too.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not going to shoot in the premiere this fall for whatever amount of money that it's going to be this year. Yeah. He's not going to be there. But I'll tell you one thing, I guarantee you, Keith Garcia is going to be in the top 3 of this match at the end of this weekend.
Every time. Yeah.
Yep.
And so I mean, again, it's not good or bad. It's just the way the format is now is that it's just, I don't want to say it's watered down. What do I say? It's just it's narrowed down to fundamentals.
Right. And your gun running.
So
to me, I open up my gas block. Like I open up my gas block. Like I might open it up tonight when I get home. I might open it up more. Like
to me, you look at this and it's more of a shooting gallery type thing. Like this is something that you would see at like a carnival or an exhibition.
Yeah, I mean,
like when you think of I'm sorry, but when you think of like Patrick Flanagan or Tom Knapp, it's this type of shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you either have a match that is for who is the absolute best that day over a given amount of time, and I understand exactly what 3-Gun Nation is doing, or you have a match where if I'm not a high level 3-gun competitor, but I like to plink around at home on the range.
Yeah.
I like to see cool stuff happen. I like to see guys burning stuff down. You have 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the old complaint about the old Pro Series was like, oh, the difficulty there wasn't translated over to TV.
No.
Which I understand that a little bit as the viewer side.
Yeah.
But as a competitor side, that really, you knew at the end of the year, like there was no question. If you were in 20th place or in first place, people would ask me at work like, hey, what are you ranking in the country this year? When I was shooting those Tulsa Pro Series matches, at the end of the year, if I was 20th, I'd be like, I'm 20th. They'd be like, well, how do you know?
Nation.
How do you know? Like, because everybody who was shooting is at this match, and they were at 5 of them in a row, and you could throw out 2 of them, so you only got to take your top 3. So you got to get, your gun blew up, whatever it is. You got to give me. You knew. Now people ask me like, hey, what do you think you're ranked in the nation? Like, you know what?
Top 20?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Like,
let me call Jesse.
yeah, I mean, I feel like people know who we are, but I mean, does that?
2014 was probably the hardest Pro Series ever.
Absolutely.
It was, I mean, dude, it was.
Really? Why is that?
The stages were so hard.
So technical.
I mean, technical.
Just technical.
It was the most technical stages ever. And I don't think they're shot past 75.
No.
But they were 4-inch targets at 75 yards that you had to go prone for like 3 shots and get up. I mean, it was physically demanding.
You could overstep a
mentally
target.
demanding.
You could overstep a position in one of those and I'm talking about a 50-second stage. In a 50-second stage, there was 5 spots where if you were 1 step beyond your mark, you're done.
Very difficult. It was the hardest.
You could drop 20 spots by jacking up a stage.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was crazy. 2014 was very, very hard.
And I'll give credit to those guys. They made me, and they made Kalani, and they made a lot of us the competitors that we are today. Because I tell you what, you go to these national 3-gun matches now, no matter what it is, if it's in the 3-gun nation format or those matches outside the format of 3-gun nation that are, whatever. There's more room for error.
Yeah.
There's huge room for error. These little technical, I would just wish, one time, I would like to have that 2014 Pro Series match. I'd like to put any one of those as a major match. Actually, I'd like to put 2 of them together.
People will cry.
Yep.
They would quit 3-gun. I mean, because the winner would be at, say, 600 seconds, okay? And like 70% would
10?
be like 1,000 seconds.
Wow.
I mean, it was
That's incredible.
I can remember at times at the end of this match, let's just say the winner was 300 seconds. I can remember the difference between first and 20th was 300 and 310.
It was hard.
10 seconds.
Wow.
Even less than that at times.
It was hard. And those guys are all, I mean, that's a top 10%
right
in the nation.
Yeah. Keith would throw magazines so happy, and his time would be 0.2 faster than the fastest guy before him. That's how
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was just amazing. And so now
you didn't sleep.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, dude.
we ate and drank a ton.
Yeah.
I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah, but awesome at the same time. Like
because we can sit here and talk about it.
Right. At this point,
it
obviously made an impression on us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be both. And if there's a top 20, if you can make a top 20 list in the country right now of 3-gun shooters, every one of those shot the 2014 Pro Series match for the most part, and they can all put their finger on what that was and tell you.
Yeah.
I was there, and it was some of the best experiences I had.
So, compared to this, and that's why, I mean, again, I don't want to insult anybody.
No.
It's a little watered down because this is not the same as what we experienced when we were growing up. When we were going through it, I mean, it was so much heartache, so much stress. I mean, dude, I trained harder for 2014 than I probably trained my whole life. I mean,
absolutely.
It was very difficult.
In 6 months,
has your training relaxed then?
Yours has. Mine hasn't. I mean, mine's still the same. But I mean, we got life. Life.
I mean, life's happened to both of us. I got 2 boys.
Yeah,
He's got family stuff going on. But yeah, that 13 into 14 Pro Series season
was very difficult.
That was the for that 6 months. I went to the range, and I'm not kidding you. Rain, shine, 20 or 50 or 100 degrees. I was at the range 4 days a week.
You had to
at a minimum. Every day I'd get off work, or I was working nights at the time. I'd work at 6 at night till 6 in the morning. I'd leave work, go home. My gear was already packed up. I'd go to the range. I'd shoot from 7 to 10, get home at 11, eat a sandwich, go to bed from 11 to 5, wake up, go work all night.
Oh, wow.
I mean, all the time. Because there's just a push. And
how did you not get a divorce in that?
My wife is very, very, very
understanding.
Yeah.
But also, and I'll speak to this, she put up with that so that now things aren't nearly as technical.
Yeah.
And so I probably
it's
backed off my.
Now. Honestly,
I'll dry fire in the basement after the kids go to bed instead of being at the range for 4 hours every day.
It's easier. I mean, that was definitely the because I mean, not only did it have an impact on the competitors that shot it, the 50 or 60 guys that shot it, but 2014, I think 2012 to 2014, but 2013
that was the epitome.
That was. I mean, that changed 3-gun around the whole nation. Not because, like, the match directors were like, okay, these guys are doing it. Because the world saw this is what 3-gun is. This is freaking gnarly, dude.
Right.
And so, I mean, it started this whole grassroots movement that you see now that I think, the whole industry is kind of seeing. I mean, dude, I'd say probably twice a week I get a call from some vet or some dude that's returning. He's like, all right, hey, man, you know what? I went to A-Stand for 13 months, and I'm back here. I suck, and but you're like a pro 3-gunner. What can I learn from you? I'm like, are you serious, dog?
Yeah.
That's
So I'll tell you
crazy.
right now, because all I do is I put Band-Aids on my daughters.
right.
I mean, that's the most blood I see, right?
Right.
But that's what I get. I mean, that's what my whole SHOT Show was. My whole SHOT Show wasn't talking to competitors. My whole SHOT Show was talking to shooters
Right.
that are freaking, either LE or .mil,
Right.
and they're like, hey, man, you got this skill set, and I saw this, from reruns on Carbon TV from 2014.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's my legacy.
Yep.
That,
I'm in the law enforcement world. I have been for about 15 years now. I'm third generation law enforcement, and even to this day, like locally, I have SWAT teams, fugitive, our fugitive unit, which I'm a part of now, which is a super cool job. Those guys are like, we have a training day. They'll come to me like, hey, show us some stuff, And realistically, this is what I tell them, and this is what Kalani can speak to the same thing.
Quad load.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, right. I mean, we'll teach you how to. What three gunners are really good at is weapon manipulation and understanding sight picture and what you can get away with.
Yeah.
And the law enforcement and military world they understand the tactical application of things. And so when I've been brought in at times to like help some guys train or whatever, I'll tell them right from the beginning, I'm not going to teach you tactics. Like I'm not the tactics guy.
I don't kick doors.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not the tactics guy, but I'll teach you how to run your gun better. And it's really. That's the great thing about America. I mean, we can plug America right here. Is no matter what, you can find a knowledge base somewhere.
Yeah.
For whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that we've really brought forward weapons manipulation skills and shooting skills.
It's ridiculous.
It's cool, and I like that. And it helps me at my job. It helps people at my job too. I feel good at the end of the day because my legacy. I don't want my legacy to be like, oh, Betsworth was a good cop when he was here at work. I want people to be like, you know what, I do all the training at my department. I want them to be like, hey, he taught me how to do this, and ultimately my main goal would be somebody to survive a critical incident or to be better because of something I taught them. That would be the epitome of it's not going to be a trophy, but it's going to be a trophy in my magical world of like,
Someone's
at least
life.
I know I helped this person do better,
Yeah.
And it's just an interesting transition to see those kind of things, and like this is a I don't want to say a fantasy world, but it's a
game.
It's a world where ultimately
it's a sport. It's a game.
And realistically, it's a great sport, and it's full of great people. And
Yeah, I mean, football's a great sport too.
right,
So no one is arguing that it's a sport.
right.
So, Kalani, you mentioned a lot of your SHOT Show was dealing with, people that had seen you on Carbon TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, describe that feeling when you're talking to someone who's asking you, like, what can you teach me?
So I can tell you so I started shooting competitively in 2009, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what my whole direction was in this whole world of competitive shooting. But in 2010, I had the Phoenix City SWAT armor come up to me, and he goes, hey, man, we were at a local match. I don't shoot local matches anymore, but when I did, he came up to me and goes, hey, man, would you check out my gun? I'm like, well, sure, but what do you want me to check it for? It's, just come to my truck. So I went to his truck, and it was this nasty freaking, like, 30-pound, 10.5-inch Colt. It had, 10 lasers, lights, and, 40 optics on it, but this thing was ugly. It was nasty.
Open division.
So he asked me my opinion on it, and I was so confused. I said, "What do you mean? Why do you want my opinion on your on your duty rifle?" He goes, "Well, because you know what you're doing. You know how to run a rifle." I was like, "Dude, I've been shooting this game for a year and a half." I mean, he goes, "No. He goes, "I've been watching you. You know how to work a rifle." He goes, "Please tell me what's wrong with my rifle because you can shoot a rifle better than I can, so your opinion matters." From that point forward, I moved out of the hobby realm into the business realm.
Right.
And so at that point, I took this job. Anytime I touch a gun, it's serious.
Yep.
And so, at SHOT Show, I mean, I used the 2017 SHOT Show as an example, but this shit has been happening for a long time for me.
Right.
In 2013, I was the second civilian to be asked by the Marine Corps to come to Quantico and train them. Second civilian, as far as I know, in the
That's
history
amazing.
of the Marine Corps. And when I went there, dude, I cried all the time. I'm a crier. That's what I do.
I love him.
And
Dude, that's all,
he
we
can't
should-
help it,
and
though.
dude,
We
I
should
mean,
turn the camera off and have a cry.
Yeah.
they had like all the brass come out. I went there. I trained them for 5 days, and I said, "Hey, dude." And I mean, I remember. I mean, dude, I got mad dog like crazy. I had snipes. They call them snipes. I had snipes come and just mad dog me. And they made me feel like shit. right?
Really?
Oh, dude, it was horrible because these guys, they do something else.
Uh,
I shoot a competitive game, okay?
Yeah.
I sit in my garage or I sit at the range and I figure out how to do weapon manipulation better than anyone else or as good as anyone else does. And when they brought me into Quantico, they said, okay, just teach us what you know. And I was like, well, that's difficult. But so we changed the whole routine to like, I want to show them how to train their boots, how to be good, right? So that's what I did for 5 days. And it was probably one of the it was top 3 experiences I've ever had in shooting a gun was working with the Marine Corps. And at the end of those 5 days, you know, I had all the brass come out and I was in the Marine Corps Times and they're like, you know, this dude or this civilian, you know, came out and helped us, you know, make the Marine Corps more, you know, combat effective. And I'm like, holy shit, this is insane, dude. I'm bringing Americans home. And so it has totally changed my life. And that was 4 years ago.
That's
so when
amazing.
it comes to 2017 SHOT Show, and I've got dudes like, I probably talked to maybe 4 or 5 competitive shooters. All the other people I talked to at SHOT Show was like, I saw you take a 14.5-inch pin gun and like dump it in a bucket, and it was crazy. You know, why do you do that? And I said, because it's fast. I said, it's fast. And they're like, well, I don't understand, like, you know, when you drop a mag on the ground, why do you drop it on the ground? Why don't you retain it? I said, because if I'm in a predicament where the only thing that matters is that I'm keeping fire going down range, that magazine doesn't matter to me at all.
Right.
Nothing matters to me in the world other than getting another round down range. So that's why I do what I do. I mean, so I just kind of break it down into like an OCD element where it's just you just got to worry about that split second, you know. And so I got all these dudes, coming to me and gals. There's gals too, and they're just asking me my advice on this stuff. And it is no experience that I've ever had. I don't do that stuff. Nope. I mean, I work a day job. I take care of a family. I go out and party really fucking hard, and then and then I shoot on the fucking weekends. I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And but I do all of them as best I can. And so when these guys want to learn about guns or they want my opinion, I told you in the last podcast, if someone asks me my opinion on guns, I will give them my opinion on guns. The moment that they give me their opinion on guns, fuck them. I honestly don't care because I have my opinion on guns. And if I'm gonna ask somebody, if I'm going to ask, Jacob about, hey man, what's the next best tube gun? I will ask him, and I will sit there with my hands under my butt, and I will sit there and I will listen to him.
Yeah.
And I want all of his advice. I'm out of the tube guns. The tube guns are like so old to me. I'm done with them. So I will go to the best source for tube guns and find out. And I'm not going to interject. Well, dude, Jacob, why do you like this tube gun? Why do you like that tube gun?
I saw
it's BS,
I saw Jacob
dude.
do this exact same thing this summer in Omaha. We went and had barbecue, and you asked the dude that owned the place, like, tell me about the wood that you buy. Where do you get it? How long do you age and stuff like that? And he never said, well, have you tried this?
Okay,
right.
He was listening to expertise.
The greatest people, the whatever it is, and whatever subject it is, they're humble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've been humbled. Jacob's been humbled.
Oh, yeah.
I've been humbled so much that I've cried in his van
Right.
in a freaking cooler of beer.
So I think, I think
you got to do that. You got to be humble in order to learn and get better.
And I think that, Dave, I think one of the biggest things here, and I got a jet here in just a minute, but I think one of the biggest things I want to leave people with, people who listen to your podcast, is I'll never forget 2012 LaRue 3-gun match, my very first
awesome.
major 3-gun match I ever went to. I remember going to this match, right, and that's when that was the epitome. There was 12 major 3-gun matches across the country.
Yeah.
So everybody was at
2012 LaRue was one of the top 5 3-gun matches in the last 9 years.
No kidding.
Absolutely. And I'll never forget.
Wow.
And this will put things into perspective. I was in a T-shirt. I was making probably $50,000 a year maximum, gross income. I ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I worked Thursday. I drove all night long, ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, stayed at a $30 hotel room. I walked into that match, and there was 2 super squads, and I'll never forget. I'll never forget. Kalani and these guys were in a state, like Pat Kelly, some of the biggest old names in this industry, some of the biggest newest names in the industry. I finished somewhere around 80th, 80 or 90th, and I was happy. But I'll never forget. I'd get done shooting a stage, I'd drop all my stuff, and it was you shoot a stage and you have a stage off, then you shoot a stage, and I'd drop all my stuff, run over and watch them shoot, then go back to a stage and shoot my stage. I'm dropping stuff, go back and watch them shoot. And I remember watching them like shooting these stages and watching how they like the speed and the precision at which they would do things. I remember thinking to myself like, I'm going to do that someday. Someday they're going to know that my name. If somebody's going to say, "Oh, I know Jacob Betsworth. He shoots this or that," like I knew Keith Garcia and Daniel Horner and Kalani Laker and Patrick Kelly and all these guys, you know. And I guess one of the biggest things I want to speak to is like if you're listening to this and that's what you want to do, that's your passion. You should go do it because you can do it. Like anybody, if you have the time and you don't even necessarily have to have the resources all the time because I didn't have the resources when I first started. And they didn't know who I was. If I saw them eating a burger and said, "Hey, what's going on?" But for the most part, 99% of the people you see, 99% of the people you see in a jersey, if you just don't. And I was stupid in this. Like, I'd walk up to Kalani when he was doing a stage play. I'm like, "Hey, man, what's up, dude?" He'd be like, "Hey, give me a second, you know." And then somebody, but like literally, but then somebody would be like, but then when it's downtime and you're not shooting right, or you're not about to go shoot. I was dumb at that point. Like, hey, this guy wants to talk to me all the time. Like, no, he doesn't want to talk to you 4 minutes before he goes to shoot the stage. Catch him on the downtime. You can talk to anybody.
Catch me on a downtime.
Yeah, catch me outside. Catch me on a downtime. You can catch any of us on. When we're on a downtime, we will give you every little bit of information we can give you and try to help you be successful.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be the next guy out here shooting this match. Like, and we're going to be sitting here talking about you on a podcast, which is pretty cool because there's dudes out here tonight who won this thing that I didn't really know who they were. I didn't know their name, necessarily, or I've never shook their hand. And tomorrow I'm going to go I'm going to go find them tomorrow and tell them, hey.
Dude, I'm shooting on a squad with Scott Green tomorrow.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm going to be walking around sniffing his butt all day.
So this is in ending, I guess, this is a great sport. And, we'll give it to you as straight as we can. But it's a lot of fun. And there's some of the greatest people you'll ever meet doing this kind of stuff. I mean, I've met some of my best friends. And I work in one of those industries where, we go into bad situations together. I've made some very close bonds. But I've made some very close bonds with people like Kalani in this industry, too, where if I call them up tomorrow, they'd come and help me whatever it is. So,
well, guys, we've been here a long time. It's like we're going over 3 hours now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Nobody will probably listen to this point. But maybe.
and this is the goal. That's the funny part. But I want to say, first of all, like both you gentlemen are dudes that I respect in the sport. And so the fact that you're willing to participate and give up your time and your knowledge to me and the Three Gun Show community, I genuinely appreciate you. I value what input you guys have.
Sure.
And I value your friendship as well. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. And of course, last I want to thank Grim Brothers Brew House for supplying us this delicious beer, Armor Light Rifles for supporting the Three Gun Show podcast, and of course Nick Miller for providing actual electricity
to make this happen.
Kalani, Jacob, man, thank you guys for hanging in with me for the entire podcast. This is so much fun.
Absolutely.
And
I'll be here tomorrow night. I'll be out there shooting. And
dude,
good luck, man.
We're gonna be back tomorrow night.
If I'm done early, I'll be right here.
6 o'clock, right, Dave? Tomorrow, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
All right,
dude,
brother,
we're gonna be doing it again.
You can catch me outside.
That's 6 o'clock.
How about that?
Thank you, gentlemen.
You bet.
Thanks, brother.